working to try to be one of those two.
Yeah, so ranked 9th in 2A, that's freaking awesome. But talk about, we talked off camera, you've got a meeting coming up that will determine kind of seedings. Talk about how that process works, and talk about the big game that's coming up Monday.
Yeah, so right now, right, there's more than 4 quality teams, but right now there's 4 that have kind of separated themselves a little bit with us. Normal West, Champaign Central, and Urbana, right? We beat Normal West, which is returning most of their players. They were Sweet 16 last year.
Oh, wow.
And we beat them in our tournament 1-0. Well, they tied Urbana. Urbana beat Central, but lost to Central. Central doesn't really play anybody else until after seeding, right? But the fact they just lost to Urbana, and we play Urbana on Monday night.
It's a
and
big game.
All 4 of us being real highly rated. I mean, I could see us, depending on the outcome of that, being anywhere from the 1 to 4 seed, right?
Yeah, that's a huge game, obviously.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing anything Monday night, you need to head to Urbana High School and support these Bulldogs, because that's a large game. Nick, I want to ask you something. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going. We got a segue to football because it is Friday night football night. It's homecoming. We played some flag football together.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you were about this little. What's the one play that you know I'm going to talk about? Talk about that play.
Probably the snap to Wyatt to Jake Waldinger, and then to me, get a little touchdown.
Yeah. The old hook and lateral.
Yep.
Nick, one of the fastest kids I've ever seen on turf, took a hook and lateral. Wyatt, the quarterback tonight, went to Jake. Jake, the old pitch, he took it to the house. So that's great segue for football Friday night. It's fun to watch you play. I've been to at least one game this year, but I've watched you over the years and rec and throughout. It's really fun to watch you play, and we're so lucky to have folks like Jeremy Davis that get back. You've coached since your kids were little all the way up, and you certainly don't do it for the money. So it's fun to watch you guys play soccer, and you're really good at it.
Thank you.
So good luck Monday. We'll be rooting for you guys in the regionals and the sectionals, hopefully, and onwards. So any last parting words you want to say to your teammates? Or
Nah.
This is your mic.
It's all right.
Coach Davis, any parting words?
I love Nick because he just lets his play do the talking, right? Leads by example. I was one of those leading into it like, hey, you can actually say some good things about us, not as a, we're okay.
Yeah.
You know? So he's just so nonchalant. Love it.
You'll see.
That's why we love him. That's why he's captain.
Yep.
Captain Nick Tajetti, he's ready for homecoming. He's going to the students. Hey, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Good luck on your season.
Yep.
The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs! Andrew White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today.
For 150 years, you've believed in Busey. You dreamed of owning your first home. You partnered with us to customize a plan. You started a business. You trusted us to guide you through the ups and downs. You wanted to leave a legacy. You allowed us to bring your dreams to life. We thank you for the opportunity to serve you and your family for generations. Busey, fulfilling dreams since 1868.
At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-6363. Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project. The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up MSHS Bulldog Athletics. They thank you for your continued support, and go Bulldogs!
Good evening, Bulldogs fan. That's not fan, it's fans. Fans, we've got a packed night for you here tonight. Right before we go to the pregame show, we're going to go down to Chris Roberts, who was, I think he's live at the interviews down there at the tailgate booth. We'll send it down to Chris, and we'll be right back for the pregame show. Ryan, send it down there.
All right, we're Dog Pound Tailgate before the Mahomet-Seymour Charleston tonight, the game. And we have Andy Schmidt and Brad Houchin. And Andy, can you please take us through this, tailgate thing you have behind us, all the grill and everything. It smells great. And how did this start?
Well, I tell you what, we acquired this cooker back in 2004. And we got it we had a Fighting Illini tailgate bus, and we pulled it behind there for many years. Last summer, it was in storage, and Brad gave me a call, and he said, "Hey, Schmitty, you think that we'd be able to pull that cooker out and start using it for Friday night football tailgating at Mahomet?" And so we got it out of storage, did a little work to it last fall, but it got renovated this summer, and I'm telling you what, it's fantastic. We've been cooking some great meats and foods on this thing last fall and so far this year.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it, and that's an awesome job. Okay,
right,
go
you.
Get something to eat.
All right.
Thank
Hey,
you.
all
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
All right, Brad, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. What's on the menu for tonight? And by the way, those barbecue sauces smell pretty good too.
Well, I tell you what, before I talk about the menu, I got to say a huge thanks to the Bulldog, Ryan Johnson. Ryan, so we lit this grill this morning at 4 o'clock this morning, and Ryan was at my house at 5 o'clock, and he's been with me ever since. And Derek Eisenman, huge help as well. Couldn't do it without these guys. Tonight we're having brisket, we're having ribs, we're having beef ribs, we're having pork loin, we're having venison roast. It's going to be an incredible menu tonight, and we're really looking forward to having a great doghouse tailgate.
Okay, thank you very much, Brad. Okay,
go Bulldogs.
Yeah, go Bulldogs. Let's hear it, Bulldog Nation. All right. Hey, all right, guys. Let's go back up to the booth with Dan and Chad.
All right. We're live back up here in the media booth. Thanks, Chris Roberts, Brad Houchin, Andy Schmidt. We call him Schmitty down there. If your mouth isn't watering from seeing that, you're not even human right now. We're teeing it up. We've got 24 and a half minutes to go till kickoff. Homecoming here at Mahomet-Seymour. Senior. It's not senior. It's Seymour. What are we doing here? We've got some interesting statistics to talk about here in the pre-show. If my buddy Ryan will pick it up. Mahomet, of course, 4-0 coming into homecoming. I'm lost, Ryan. What are we doing? Oh, these are the rankings. These are the 5A rankings. Of course they are. Mahomet's sitting 3 in the state behind Kankakee and Morris, followed by Sycamore and Nazareth. And we'll leave it right there. We've got some Hall of Fame inductees tonight, one of which doesn't even know he's getting inducted, so that's pretty cool. Ryan, do we have any coverage of that? You probably don't have the audio for that, so while we're doing that, we'll go to the next graphic, which talks about some of the records that have been broken. Last week, if you tuned in, Quentin Rogers, Q, broke the all-time yardage and touchdown records with 4 versus Lincoln last week. 48 points, 8 touchdowns, 77 rushing yards, 4. Is that right? Am I reading that right? 432 receiving yards. Quentin Rogers. Mid-season, that's, of course, mid-season stats.
You talking about Q?
Back in the booth with us, DW, Dan Waldinger.
Hey, Chatty, it's homecoming.
22 and a half to go till kickoff.
Hey, I feel like I'm home.
Well, it's homecoming, so
Yeah,
that makes sense.
we're coming home. And
Yeah.
did I just hear you talk about Q?
I did.
What?
You weren't here when we talked about it, but he broke all kinds of records last week.
Career, like all-time school records, yeah?
Yeah, there's the graphic back up there again.
Quentin Rogers, what a heck of a career he's had for the Bulldogs.
Just put a hurting on him.
You know what's great about it, too?
What is it?
We ain't even done yet.
Well, this is only the 5th game of the year.
Yeah,
We're 4-0.
Q's got work to do yet.
We're 4-0. If I'm not mistaken, we're sitting first in the Apollo,
First in the Apollo.
third in the state,
3 and 5A.
3 and 5A.
people. Yeah, Q's got work to do. He's got bigger goals. But it's nice to recognize a guy like Quentin Rogers. His career has been outstanding. He's not done yet, but to break those 2 records is saying something. That's in week 4.
You don't follow. I guess you kind of do follow the people that came from before you in the program.
Right.
But they're not slouches. It isn't like he's following freshmen the whole way through. There's some big names that have come through this program throughout the years.
Oh, yeah. You got the Kinney boys. I believe at least one of those records was one of the Kinney boys who were heck of a good football players, Joe and Tom Kinney.
Tom, of course.
They were a quarterback-receiver connection there back in the, I want to say, mid-2000s, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, 2000s.
But, yeah, it's homecoming. We got a special night tonight, Chad. It's Hall of Fame night, too.
It's Hall of Fame. That looks like that's probably what they're doing down there on the track with 21 minutes to go till kickoff. Here's a couple things I want to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
What is it? Oh, talk about this. Look who's down here, Dan.
Oh, we got a little special
Big
inductee. It's a
Riz.
surprise Hall of
He
Fame
didn't even
inductee.
know it was happening, did he?
He didn't even know it until tonight. And I'll tell you what, a guy like Big Riz, this is where he wants to be, surrounded by his family.
That's it.
He doesn't care about the crowd. He doesn't want this attention right now. If you look at him, this is the last place he wants to be, Chad. But you know where he wants to be? He wants to be by Garrett. He wants to be by his family. He wants to be surrounded by his loved ones.
You know what that is? Family
strong.
Hey,
I knew
you
where
see-
you're going there.
You saw what I did there.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable, but Riz is a big part of Mahomet football. He actually puts together the Hall of Fame inductee ceremony. And
So
that's
this
why
is
they
a
had to-
big surprise. He actually had no idea it was happening.
No clue. So
That's a great celebration of what he's done for this program.
everybody knows Big Riz. And, of course, let's talk about the other inductees because they deserve all the honor, too. Kendra Donnelly-Free was also inducted tonight. Larry Niggy, Coley Welter, who's the coach at Monticello. He's won a couple state titles, at least one.
Yeah.
He's a Mahomet guy. He's inducted tonight. Neat story about that, Chad. He's still coaching at Monticello, obviously, Coley Welter. Monticello Class Act, they pushed their game back
I
tonight
heard about this week.
to 7:30 so that Coley could be here and get inducted. So, nice night for the Hall of Fame inductees tonight, but they're obviously honoring Big Riz right this second, and he deserves all the credit. He is such a big part of this program, top to bottom. It's homecoming. Chad, did you get your flowers for the dance?
I didn't, but I have them. I have a what do you call it? Corsage.
Corsage. I almost said carnation. But
It's not a carnation.
It's corsage.
It's a corsage.
Yeah,
this cold weather's got me all discombobulated.
I feel like your wife probably took care of all that.
She did.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of taking care of this.
Yep.
We had a interview with the Coach Atkins show this week.
Yes, we did.
Earlier today.
Like we do every week.
Like every week. Ryan, do we have that ready to go? Let's send it up to the Coach Atkins show down in the locker room, and we'll be right back with you.
Hey, Bulldog TV fans. We're back for another edition of the Coach Atkins Show, and we're here with Coach Atkins. It's homecoming week. It's a fun week to be around the school, I'm sure, in the hallways. Little extra something for you. It's kind of a homecoming for you. Your home coming to you, and that being Charleston, where you grew up and played football down there. What is the meaning of that to you, having Charleston playing that? There's probably a little something extra there, isn't there?
You know, kind of like I told the kids this week, truthfully, I have no ties to Charleston anymore, you know. Thankful for the years of growing up there and then playing there and then getting my coaching career started there. Certainly, you know, thankful for all of that. But I have nothing weighing me down there in Charleston anymore, and the kids know that this is my home now, and as thankful as I am for the past, this is where I'm at now, and this is where I want to be, and this is what I care most about. And so, although, you know, it's the red and gold and it's the Trojan helmet, you know, that I'm familiar with, for us it's just another game, and it's another opponent that gets to come here, you know, this Friday night, and another opportunity for us to get better. So I know, you know, everybody might think that it means a little something extra, but like I mentioned, you know, I have no family there. They've all moved away, and my mom and dad are down south in Florida, and so I have no ties to even take me back there for a family reunion, so to speak. So, nope, just another opportunity, and I'm cheering for the Bulldogs for sure.
Well, you're definitely home now here in Mahomet-Seymour, so we're glad to have you, that's for sure. Talk about Charleston. They come in 0-4. They lost to Lincoln, who we just beat last week, 63-14. How do you get the team motivated for a game like this that you know you should come in and dominate, quite frankly? How do you get the boys motivated for this game?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I think you said it best. I think we know what we're supposed to do, and I've kind of preached to the kids, you know, this entire week that's what good teams do. Good teams do what they're supposed to do. And you asked about the motivational factor. It's homecoming, you know, and that right there in itself is motivation enough for our kids. They get a chance to, you know, see Riz walk the Hall of Fame members out, and certainly, you know, to be back home in front of our home crowd again, and it's going to be a beautiful atmosphere, and we're looking forward to it. But like I said, I think the kids have all the motivation that they need as far as coming back home, and then just another opportunity, and like I said, our kids kind of relish in the fact that, you know, let's get in, let's get the job done, and let's get out and get some of these younger kids in and get some experience as well.
Well, it's been a fun week. Obviously, you had the parade, and you've got the different spirit days and all of that. And we talk about your pregame prep, and I'm sure the football side is all the same. Nothing changes there for you as a coach. But we haven't talked about your postgame a lot. And I know some of us that have talked to you off camera know kind of what a Friday through Sunday looks like. But the folks at home really haven't heard kind of what happens with Coach Atkins immediately following a Friday night action, win or lose, until Sunday. And I know it probably changes based on the wins or losses, but walk us through that weekend post-game routine for Coach Atkins.
Yeah, it's, you know, again, probably not a shocker to anybody, but as soon as the game's over, I'm diving into the film, you know, uploading our previous night's game film, getting that uploaded, getting it all tagged, and so that the coaches can then go back and review it themselves and grade out our kids. And then I'll share it with the next upcoming opponent. You know, we trade film, and as soon as I get theirs back, I'll basically do the same thing, start tagging it, and you know, really kind of diving into the nuts and bolts of what our scouting reporter game plan might look like. And that's, again, for me, that starts Friday night and then into Saturday morning. I love college football, but I don't get to watch much of it, especially during the season, and again, that's okay. I love what I get the chance to do. So. But it is a lot of hours put into it. But again, so as we go through Saturday, I'll spend all day Saturday, again, breaking down the tendencies, whether it's, the formations and maybe what they run out of it. And then the flip side, I like to have some thoughts or some input for our offensive staff as well. And then we get into Sunday. And Sunday I'm usually up here about 9 a.m. I get to sleep in a little bit. But, I'm changing the sign for our next opponent. I'm updating the stats on max preps. I'm sending out a parent email. I mean, I could go on for days, but I finally bring the coaches in about 1 o'clock, and that's where we have our staff meeting. I bring in both coordinators and then Coach Pogue as well, our special teams coordinator. Bring those guys in. And we sit down and kind of hash out all of our thoughts. Obviously those guys are working Fridays and Saturdays as well, getting all their game plan notes together. And yeah, we'll spend about good 2 to 3 hours here, really just dissecting, going over everything, making sure that when we leave, we feel really good about the game plan, and then get ready to implement it on Monday. So.
It's a full weekend. Well, Illinois is at home tonight. Well, you won't see this until Friday, but maybe you can catch part of that game. We've talked a lot about various aspects of the program. We've talked about different coaches, different people, but there's a lot that goes into a Friday night and football in general. I'd like to see if there's someone or something involved in the program that maybe doesn't get the spotlight or is very underappreciated. If you had anyone that comes to mind that you can talk about here on Bulldog TV, it's your show. So.
Well, that's a great question. But again, it's really hard for me to limit it, to maybe one or a few. I could go on for days about, George Stevens and all the camera work that he does for us to be able to have us upload our practice film, and everybody else that's involved throughout this entire process, the Bulldog Gridiron Club, right? I could go on for days about them and those people, and again, just appreciate everything, the behind the scenes work, like you said, that maybe doesn't get announced or get spoken about as much as some of the others. And I know we've mentioned a few coaches, but Coach Berner and Coach Turk, they got to sit down with you at the pregame show, and again, those guys should be highlighted. They got a lot of stuff on their plate, but I kind of want to take it a step further and highlight some of those assistant coaches who do a lot of the grunt work or the behind the scenes work. Again, whether it's taking down Tent City after a game, helping us load the bus, again, cleaning off the field after the game, whether it's, practice field as well. But, guys who maybe don't get their name, announced enough. Keith Pogue had an awesome special this Tuesday in the News Gazette, the program. That was awesome, very well deserved. Happy for him, and again, extremely grateful to have him on staff. So he's another one that kind of gets announced a lot. But, names like Brad Anderson, who's our running back coach and our head JV coach. Again, our JV team's undefeated right now. Brad's doing a great job with those guys. Nate Sievers is our offensive line coach. And again, if you've seen us play, our offensive line is absolutely the backbone of what makes our offense. And so really appreciate Coach and all his hard work that he puts in. Blake Begner is a student teacher for us right now. He actually played for me back in 2014 in Peoria. Really lucky to have him. He's student teaching with Keith, and then obviously kind of working under him as far as the quarterbacks are concerned. And then Clayton Murphy is also on the offensive staff, coaching wide receivers, and again, just doing an awesome job, giving those guys their one-on-one individual time. We're blocking really well, and that's due in large part to the drills that Coach Murphy puts those guys through. So again, just extremely excited or proud of that offensive side of the ball. Then on the defensive side of the ball, some other names that we don't hear about that much. John Lewis is our linebackers coach. Again, we probably have the 3 best linebackers in the state of Illinois, in my opinion. And he's doing an awesome job with those guys, working really hard. They're getting some good drill work in and just continuing to get better than they already were. And then in the secondary, Jason Murphy is our DB's coach. And again, 5 guys, he's got the most guys to kind of facilitate back there, and they're doing a great job. A lot of them have started for him for multiple years, and so to bring back that experience, again, they just continue to get better. And then on our lower levels, Coach Rob Gallagher is our head freshman coach. And again, this program wouldn't be where it is today without a foundation, without the base work, right? And so those guys come into high school, and basically Coach Gallagher is their first chance that they get at Bulldog football. And Rob does a great job with those guys, and really happy for him, or proud of him and thankful for him. And then Brady Lehman is a new coach on staff this year. He's our freshman defensive coordinator. He's working really hard, doing a great job. We're excited to have him. And again, he's about to, have his first child as well. So we hope that child grows up to be a Bulldog as well. Keep Brady around for a while. And then Coach Kyle Clapper is also a freshman assistant, first year on staff. And again, just some names that I get the privilege to say and tell Bulldog TV about that just don't get spoken about enough. But again, our program would not be what it is without these guys, and I thank them, and I know our players do as well, and so I'm glad that I get the opportunity to shout those guys out. So
Yeah, I'm glad you did too, because it definitely takes a village. It's easy to not understand the amount of people and teamwork it takes to get these boys where they're at. So family strong, of course. Right. We're excited. Tonight is a big night. Fall is here, and it's going to be a beautiful night for football. Tune in to Bulldog TV tonight, where we host Charleston and its homecoming. That's it for this week's edition of the Coach Atkins Show. We'll see you next time.
Well, we're back here at Frank Dutton Field. 10 minutes till kickoff, D-Dubs.
10 minutes till kickoff, Chad, and this is an Apollo Conference matchup. Charleston comes in.
Charleston's here. We're going to take a quick break for our national anthem. Let's just watch that for a second. Oh, there we go. Hey, Dan, I don't know if you noticed this, and I don't know if we just moved to Texas, but the whole student crowd looks like they're in, country gear. What is that about? Is it country night or cowboy night? What is it? It could be. Everyone's got flannel. They got cowboy hats on. Well, here we go. Apollo Conference game here against Charleston. This week, Mahomet coming in, of course, 4-0. Charleston head coach Jerry Payne, assistant Tyler Hanner, Alex Cobley. I apologize if I messed that up. And that's a lot of assistants here. But here's something I noticed about when we did the scouting report, kind of looking at games and stuff. Pre-production show. We've got a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's heavy freshman, sophomore, junior against a well-oiled machine from Mahomet, a lot of seniors, a lot of well-experienced juniors. That doesn't mean a whole lot other than just on paper, right? I mean, let me look at Kobe Bryant. I'm just saying, it doesn't always mean that it's the Mamba. So, Three seniors. So it could mean a lot of things. It's not an indication of the game necessarily. Just to point out, there's a lot of seniors on Mahomet versus freshman, sophomore, junior on Charleston. 6:58 to go till kickoff. I do. Yeah, I married her 20 years ago. She is. Yeah, so it's pretty much hers too. No, she's still there. She's there. We've got the Bulldogs blow-up helmet out there as the team gets ready. Oh, give them respect. They do a lot of work for this community and football team.
Group of parents, all voluntary. We always talk about how it takes a village, it's family strong mentality around here, and it shows every Friday night. Chad, we've got 3 home games in a row.
It's good to be back, as Cuban said that. Cuba cold side. Hey, while we're warming up, let's just review, some real time. It was hard, to be very frank with you, to find some legitimate or relative stats on the Charleston team. So, although we are homers, I'm not trying to oust, the Charleston team, but we're heavily reliant upon max preps and other things that we find around. So we are going to focus on the Bulldogs. Let's talk a little bit about offense. Wyatt Baum comes in here. 60% completion rate on the year. He averages 221 yards a game. Now, I don't have this statistic, but it would be interesting to see how that is unfolded over the 4 games because we've seen the offense change, right? That's right. That's right.
Because we figured out real early our run game was the threat.
That was the threat.
That was the Luke Johnson.
Speaking of Luke Johnson, here's a statistic for you. He went out in game 5, I think it was 5 or 6 last year, and he had roughly 630, 640 yards.
Still got first team offense.
He did. Through 4 games, he's 648. And I believe, I'm going to probably botch this, but I think he was somewhere in the 230 to 290 against Mount Zion. Okay, so I told you I would botch it. And here come our Bulldogs. America. Oh, look at all the cowbells and the flags out there. Well, they're efficient. Seven left here. Let's talk a little bit about our receivers. I say receivers loosely because they play a lot of different positions and looks out there on the field. Q Rogers comes in here with 432 yards receiving. Valiant Walsh, 246. 900. Well, it's not exactly right, but it's close. It's close. Total yards, Q Rogers, 509. Who would you think would be – actually, that's not first. Who would you think would be leading this? Total all-purpose yards. Wyatt Baum, 892, followed by Luke Johnson, 711. Well, I don't know about that, but I do have some stats in front of me. You want to talk a little bit about the defense and what's happening there?
There's a reason why those key playmakers on offense are getting all those yards. It all comes down to the trenches. Those offensive line boys really, really deserve some credit, and there's a lot of new faces. That was a question mark coming into the season, was can our O-line step up? And each and every week they're stepping up. Guys like Finch are stepping up, new faces. Carter Selk in the tight end spot, throwing blocks left and right. All these guys are getting better. Sophomore, Colton Metcalf Poulis, excuse me if I pronounce his name right. He's just a sophomore. We'll figure out his name out. But he gets better every week. Gilbert, another new face on the O-line. Those guys deserve, and of course, I can't forget about McCain Didier.
Oh, come on.
3-year starter.
3-year starter.
That boy can move people, and he can move bodies. But let's talk about the defense, because that's where my heart is.
Of course
the
it
defense.
is. Of course it is.
New faces. We might have one of the better linebacking cores in the state of Illinois.
Well, we've got a little change this week, don't we?
We got a couple changes. We've got Ben Wagner, senior, who's been a new face to the team. Brennan Hauser has been an absolute animal. Right now, through 4 games, he's got 13 solo tackles, 2 assists, and he made a heck of a play last week to get a fumble, forced a fumble in a key moment. Sorry, that was Kale's stats. Kale Schweier, we'll talk about him, senior, plays that rover, but let's go back to Brennan. He's got 23 solos, and he's got 4 tackles for loss, tied for the team with junior Jack Collier on that DN position, who we want to highlight. Nick Golden is out tonight. He'll be back next week, though, but he anchors that middle linebacker spot. Ethan Esker is going to step up tonight.
Oh.
He'll fill some shoes. He's a sophomore. He's the future.
E2.
E2, Ethan Esker. Look for him. He'll be out there flying around, filling in Nick's spot for tonight. Mateo Casillas.
Do you need to say much more
We
than
don't
that?
have to say anything more than
No.
Mateo.
No.
He anchors that D end as well, and he's a stud. And, of course, I'm a little biased, but our DBs are really good.
You know one of them, don't you?
I know one of them, Jake Waldinger. He's locked down on that corner. Dayton Eisenman, opposite corner, great senior player. Kale Schweihart has been awesome. Got Defensive Player of the Week last week for the team. And, of course, who am I missing? Braden Houchin.
Braden, how could you miss
Free
that?
safety, flying around. He's making plays left and right. Houchin's had a heck of a year, another senior. And I'm missing somebody in that DB. Donovan Lewis, new face, junior.
Yeah, junior.
Donnie pick last week. 2 weeks ago, he got a pick against Mount Zion. And he stepped right into that position. So defense is ready to play. The scout says they throw a lot, Charleston. They try to chuck it.
They try to chuck it. That quarterback can get out of the pocket and send it.
I expect a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight from our D-line. I see linebackers flying around, and I think the DBs are going to eat tonight. And I'm not talking about tailgate.
No, that's a different story.
No, we talked about tailgate on the pregame.
We did that. Here's something I noticed as I was watching film with Charleston. They typically run a 4-2. Sometimes they sneak that 3M there, or a rover linebacker and heavy on the back. If you don't get pressure on Wyatt Baum on that 4 front, that means you're sending someone from the back or a safety. When you do that, you open up that middle or a fly route. So we're going to watch that as we're set to kick off. Dan, I'll give it to you.
Yes, sir. And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Kyle Walmer.
Kyle
going Walmer probably leads the team in points scored, but we'll check that stat. Kyle Walmer is set to kick off. He's our senior kicker. He's our all-everything kicker. He's going to line it up. Bulldogs will start this homecoming night here at Frank Dutton Field. We're going to kick this off. We're going to kick. That means we'll get the ball in the second half, and we're off and running. It's Bulldog football.
Landon King on the reception. He's going to be taken down about the 19-yard line where they'll set up shop.
That's Houchin and Irvin on the tackle for special teams, Chad.
Well, we don't know who's going to come out here. They've got a lot of different quarterbacks on the team, but we assume that Brett Spower is going to come out. He's a junior, of course, number 6. And in his backfield, Landon King. Sometimes Jeremiah Hayes set beside or behind him. And just like that, they make me a liar. They set up to a 2 to set to each side. Spower's back. It's a quick out route to number 3. That's going to be Luke Bonstetter.
Yeah, that's Bonstetter. He's a sophomore. He'll play a little quarterback, a little wide receiver. He plays free safety on the defense. And Braden Houchin, our safety, is right there on man coverage. Looks like Chad Houchin has moved to a corner here early, and Dayton's actually playing free safety.
Yeah.
Note that at home. Houchin, number 11, makes the play for a short gain. Second down, and it'll be 6 yards to gain.
Handoff right up the middle. Goes to, I think it's Aiden Archibald, if my eyes don't deceive me. And it is. He plays the H-back sometimes. He'll be in the halfback situation others.
Jack Gallier on the play along with Javon Irvin, the sophomore, I believe, isn't he, Chad? Javon's been making
now
some
he's
great
starting to
plays.
come up this year. We've called his name more and more.
He's been a special teams threat, and he takes that nose tackle position, and he's been playing some good football, Javon has. He makes that play 3rd and 4 early. The gong's out.
Luke Bonstetter, Stetter. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. Stetter. He's matched up by Houchin. It's an option to the right. The fumble on the play. Fumble on the play. The call is Bulldog
football.
They will set up shop 1st and 10 from the 15.
Oh, boy. Here comes the old turnover chair.
Oh, boy.
Who's it going to be? Who gets the honor?
Who thought this early, a minute and a half into the game, we'd see
That's
the turnover
Cale
chair?
Swireharts. Number 9. He picks up the fumble on the loose ball, and we're off and running, Chad. We're in the red zone here to start. 10:33 left to go in this first, and we're already in the red zone.
It's an
Quentin
option
Rogers
to the right. The
set up
fumble on the
loose.
play.
To
our side. Fumble on the play. The
H-back
call
with
is
Johnson
behind to the side. I'm sorry. As we look at it to Wyatt Baum. There's a snap. Handoff does go to Johnson between the tackles. Up beyond the 10-yard line. He's out to about the 8, maybe 7-yard line. Well, it'll bring up 2nd down with 10:22 to go, first quarter.
Bulldogs going with that no huddle. They want to go quick. They want to score quick, set the tone for this game early. Stick with that non-diesel package, our traditional offensive set.
Hand off to Johnson again. Cuts it on the inside. He's out to the 6-yard line. We're to bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs. I'm going to make a prediction right now.
Make it.
It's going to bring up 3rd. I don't know, 3rd and 1,
maybe 2.
1 to 2. Look for a quick out route right here to Q.
I like Valiant.
I'm probably wrong. I'm most likely wrong.
Valiant staggered in the slot. I like Valiant here, number 17.
Carter Selk in the H-back. I am wrong. It goes to Luke Johnson right up the middle. No signal yet. And it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
9:34 to go in the first. Bulldogs strike first.
Well, that didn't take long, did it, Chad?
I didn't ask you this before we started the game, but I really wanted to know your prediction for the final.
I'm going to say 63-7. Bulldogs.
I'm going to say 52-16.
All right. Let's see what happens.
You know what? Give me my marker. I'm going to write that down.
63-7 is my prediction.
63-7.
Adam Dyer will hold, and Kyle Walmer out for the point after. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it's good. 7-0 early, 9:34 left. Luke Johnson on the handoff for the touchdown.
What did I tell you it was going to be?
You said 14, I thought.
52-14. All right, I've written it down here. We're probably both wrong.
Well, probably.
And that's why we don't bet, apart from a lot of other reasons. So with 9:34 to go, Bulldogs strike first, 7-0. Defense a good chance to see what Charleston has to offer.
Well, I don't
yet
bet,
again.
I don't bet, Chad, because I only get so much allowance from my wife.
I don't even get one for my wife.
I get like $20, and it's not enough to gamble on.
No.
I got to eat. You know what I mean? Weather's great tonight. It's football weather.
Speaking of which, I noticed you had some receiver gloves on your hand. I don't know
do.
what that's about. It's not exactly
I do.
that cold, but are you playing tonight?
And just in case Coach Atkins needs me, I'm ready.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping we go deep on the bench tonight. I'm just hoping for that. And I got a year of eligibility.
Oh.
So in case I'm ready, I brought my gloves. They're sticky. For whatever reason, Jake left them at home, so I thought maybe I could put them to use.
Well, let's see what happens.
I know they work on the iPad, so that's something.
Chet Schrader set to receive.
Good kick from Walmer.
That'll be Landon King on the reception. He will not bring it out.
That'll be a touchback. Great kick by Walmer. He's going on to play the next level, D3 over at Wisconsin-Platteville.
Just like that, I got corrected by a audience member. I said 52-16, so let me change my...
Oh, well, I'm glad somebody's listening.
Yeah, someone's paying
we
attention
do
to
have
us.
people listening to us. Thank you for listening. Bulldog TV. Don't forget, like, share, follow. We do a lot of things throughout the week. We also have the Coach Atkins show that's released on Fridays. Make sure you tune in for that. Give you a little preview week to week. Apollo Conference night, homecoming. Charleston gets it. They'll be on the 20 here to start.
Spauer with the snap, and it'll go incomplete. Trying for a pickup of 2 or 3, about a yard short. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Charleston.
pass was intended for Luke Nelson. He's number 17 on the outside there. They tried to do a little hitch play. Jake over on the outside right on it. If it's complete, it's probably only a couple yards, but it goes incomplete. Again, a little change up on the defense. Houchin moves to corner this week, trying to mix things up. Dayton's going to be roving back there at safety for Houchin. They just kind of swap spots. Everything else is the same other than Esker out there in the linebacker position.
Spauer calls a shot. Bonstetter and Schrager out to the side. Quarterback keeper.
Come on, Dayton.
And he will get mowed down about the 19-yard line.
Great
pick up of, I don't know, 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, Dayton did a nice job of handling contain on his corner spot on that play. Held him up long enough for Ben Wagner to finish up along with others. Good play by the Bulldog defense. 3rd and 10, 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Homecoming, Cowboy night, big dance tomorrow. It's a fun week to be in Mahomet.
It is. It is.
Got to look for a pass here.
Bonstetter and Nelson set to the twin side.
4 deep.
Chopped up to the other side.
Man on man.
Spauer's got some pressure. He rolls out of the pocket. Flag on the play. Sends it down the field. Almost intercepted by Mahomet.
You got to think there's a hole in the backfield on that.
That deep and in that position, I don't know if another call that it would be.
Mateo got loose there, and I think he got held. Otherwise, he gets the sack on the right side. Deanne Mateo could see us.
Holding it is.
That'll push him back. Be 3rd and 15 when we get things going here. They're going to spread things out, I think, on this next play. Interesting to see Bulldog defense staying in the man-to-man coverage on the DBs. Dayton kind of roaming around in the safety spot, but everyone else man-on-man.
What does that tell you? Do they not respect?
I think they're confident, and they want their DBs to prove it tonight.
3rd and 24, 8:37 to go in the first.
Just a little bit. Just a little
Dan
bit.
keeps opening the window.
Sorry, I just need a little airflow. Just a little, not a lot. It's a little chilly.
Can't even.
Actually, we're going back.
Hey,
this thing's in the way. 3rd down, big play early in this first quarter.
Spauer will call the ball. Both running backs to his side. Rolls out in the end zone. Sends it down the field. A great pass. And is just overthrown his receiver. Great sportsmanship. That was intended for. That's not intended for Brett Spauer. I don't know what it was. Brett Spauer's a quarterback. I don't know who that is.
I think they targeted Nelson again there.
Nelson.
Ball's a little high. Not a bad play, but just a little high. That'll bring up 4th down. That'll bring up a punt. And that'll bring up Q and Valiant deep for the Bulldogs. Look for a nice return here. Bulldogs looking to have some great field position as our returners set up on the 45-yard line. The punter is deep in his end zone. Can't quite make out the number on the punter. It's a short punt. It'll drop, and they're going to leave that one alone.
It'll drop at the 30, come back to the 26-yard line where it's not Mahomet. Come on. Mahomet was shut up. So, you know what? Let me put this mic down. I got to get going.
Are you a member of the Masonic Lodge?
No, I'm not. I just, we've been off for so long. I don't even know what we're doing up here.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. So for the second time tonight, Mahomet will set up in Charleston territory, deep in Charleston territory, I should say.
That was a Max Weber punt, Chad. He's a junior, and it's only going to net him about 15 yards on the punt. Great field position to start this drive.
Empty backfield, 5-receiver set. Bomb all alone. Steps up in the pocket. He's got heavy pressure. Releases to the outside. Whips it down. And he has a man at the 2-yard line.
That's Dyer.
Whoa,
Adam Dyer, number 4, with a great hands catch.
That could have gone interception if he didn't bring that down. Looks to be about the 3-yard line.
They're going to hurry it up here, Chad. No huddle offense. Adam Dyer with a great snag down there deep.
Wow.
Senior, number 4, Dyer with a good catch.
1st and goal for the Bulldogs. No diesel package. Bomb all alone. Quick slant. Sends it across the back.
He's got Dyer.
Dyer again. Touchdown Bulldogs. 7:44 to go. First quarter. Let me look at the score. What did I tell you?
Well, it's 7 now, 13-0.
I told you 52-16. I'd like to maybe
Might
take
have to
that back.
Might have to adjust it. Wyatt did a nice job. He had a little pressure, but he flung it, and he found his guy on the back line. Adam working the back line in the end zone, catches it with those great hands, puts the Bulldogs up 13-0, and here comes Walmer.
Well, he's a good boy.
He's a good buddy. And those good hands, Adam Dyer, he'll hold it now for Walmer. The snap is a good one. Kick is up, and the kick is a good one. It's 14-0. It's 7:44 left. It's homecoming. We're off and running.
Alone. Charleston's going to have to
Sends
answer here pretty quickly to make this a game.
Well,
And to tell you the truth, we've been calling this bomb all alone. We've been calling this. Sends it across the back.
He's got Dyer. Dyer again.
Don't do that when I'm
Touchdown
on the air,
Bulldogs.
Well, for a long time.
Bomb all alone.
It's been a
Quick
while
slant.
since. Sends it across the back.
He's
and
got
it is
Dyer.
really, really
Dyer
competitive
again.
game.
Touchdown
Of course, we weren't
Bulldogs.
calling the game. Bomb all
Dan, I'm
alone.
gonna walk right out of
Quick
this
slant.
booth.
What,
Sends
you
it
need a
across
pork
the back.
chop?
and
He's got
it is
Dyer.
caught.
Dyer
See
again.
that
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Listen, this
Bomb
is how you
all
want.
alone.
We talked
Quick
about
sends
it
it across
pregame.
the back.
Coach
and
got
it is
Dyer.
caught.
Dyer
and they play
again.
when they do
Touchdown
what they're
Bulldogs.
supposed to do. And right now, so
Bomb
far,
all alone.
they're doing
Quick
exactly
slant.
what they're supposed
Sends it
to
across
do.
the back.
He's
and
got
it is
Dyer.
caught.
14-0
Dyer
early,
again.
homecoming
Touchdown
night
Bulldog.
in Mahomet. Walmer set to kick.
Slant. Sends it across the
All
back.
kinds
and
He's
of
it
got
is
Dyer.
caught.
first half.
Dyer.
Cheerleaders out there, they're going crazy. Charleston will set up to return. Back to return for Charleston, Chet Schrader. He's a junior, along with,
I think it's Landon King back there, isn't it?
it's either Landon King or Jeremiah Hayes. And it will be a touchback. Another great kick from Walmer, and that was Landon King. He'll let it go into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback where Charleston, the Trojans, will start on their 20 on this drive. And that defense comes back on the field for the Bulldogs. Had a Hall of Fame ceremony tonight. That was special.
What'd you just say?
Hall of Fame ceremony tonight, homecoming night.
I noticed you weren't inducted tonight, Dan.
No, they're still. I think you have to be
A Bulldog to start with, don't
a
you?
Bulldog, and I think you have to do something special, and I'm just not that special.
Oh, speaking of not special, well, look, we've got Jack Percy in the backfield. He's an offensive lineman. He will lead block.
Oh,
And,
my
just
goodness. Ben
fold it up.
Wagner.
Wagner does. That's going to be Jeremiah Hayes.
Jeremiah Hayes, please meet Ben Wagner.
Well, the field is
Wow.
wet, so he slipped a little bit, and you
Ben
know,
Wagner just went ahead
Wagner
and finished
just
that.
yeah, he took care of it.
Wow.
That's what you call in laundry day folding him up.
Oh.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Remember when they had the flip phones?
No, I don't.
It's
That's
kinda
been
like
a
the
long
old
time ago.
Flip a flown. Ben Wagner with a loss of one. That's a tackle for loss. They call that a TFL in the stat book.
Bauer calls a shot. Hayes to our near side. Plenty of time.
Shot one.
Rips it out. Another flag goes through. It's completed by Luke Nelson.
Good
That's
play.
got to be another holding this far back in the field, Dan.
Looks like a holding, but it's a good play by Charleston. They actually had a nice gain there, probably about 8-9 yards on that pass play, but it looks like it might come back. They're talking about it.
You think they're talking about that or what they're going to have at halftime?
They might be talking about our popcorn.
Well,
Could be.
maybe they're talking about the Illinois game last night, 31-0. Did you
How
see
about that
You went to that,
defense?
didn't
I
you?
went to that game. It was a special game.
No, I didn't go to that. I was in bed by 8:30. You're
Well.
not so. Oh,
I'm surprised you're up that late, Chad. It's about 30 minutes past your bedtime. It will be on Charleston. They'll bring it back. Yeah, Illinois. We're
that's an
going off
illegal
topic.
shift if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken.
I'll go with that.
Isn't that a legal shift?
Or you're not very tall.
No, I think it's an illegal shift.
Illegal shift.
Yeah.
Anyway, Illinois hasn't given up a touchdown at home, by the way. We haven't said that in a long time. 3 games, no touchdowns at home. But tonight's about Mahomet. We're talking Bulldogs. Mahomet-Seymour, 14-0 early.
Yeah, legal shift. That's a 10-yard penalty back to the 9.
Oh, baby.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
I'm going to tell you a couple guys that are pretty excited right now as they get pinned against that end zone, and that's Jack Gallier and Mateo Casillas. Look for them to try to get something in the backfield here to keep it going the other way.
Twin set. Drop back. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it. He's met right at the 4-yard line.
It's
Fumble on the
loose.
play.
It's loose.
No call yet.
Looks like they're going to recover it. Trojans will cover it up, but man, Jack Gallier and Mateo through there. It looked like Mateo came through. Maybe Javon. couldn't quite tell who ended up making that tackle, Chad, but there was a whole host of Bulldogs that jarred that ball loose. Charleston covers it up, but it's 3rd and 26.
Yikes.
From their 4, they've got some work to do.
Charleston is getting yards, but they're going the wrong way, actually. That's negative yards, I should say. You got to look for a deep pass here. 3rd and 26, 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Single back, twin sets.
For a free ball here.
An out route.
Good tackle, Dayton.
To Bonstetter, and met right there at the 8-yard line. That'll bring up a punting situation for Charleston.
Dayton Eisenman playing a little preventative, which he should on that play with 3rd and 26. He lets him catch it in front, makes the tackle. Off and running we go, and we're in punt formation. We got Braden Pagel deep now, along with Quentin Rogers.
Little switch up.
Little switcherooski, and Dayton is in midfield. Again, the punter for the Trojans, Max Weber. High snap.
Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's blocked. Oh, it's got it.
Jack Gallier.
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Ben Wagner with the block. Number 2, Benny comes through there, gets a hand on it, puts it up in the air. Big Jack Gallier with the great hands and the recovery and the touchdown.
Can we see a replay on that?
Run it back. What a play by our special teams. Look at old Jack getting the throne.
Sitting in the throne.
He's the king of the mountain. Give Keith Pogan that special teams unit credit. Big block. Snap. Punt.
Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's got it.
Jack
Right
Gallier.
at the goal line, intercepted.
Just enough time for Benny to get through there, get the tip. Kick is up. The extra point is good. Walmer's perfect. 3 for 3, 21-0. Bulldogs.
Now, in the Coach Atkins weekly show,
yes, sir,
he told us off camera, and I hope I'm not busting anyone out here, Brad, but he thought that if it wasn't 42, if they weren't winning by 42 at halftime, he'd be disappointed.
Yeah, I think he knew that this is a game that we're supposed to dominate, quite frankly. As we said in the pregame show, we just beat Lincoln 63-14 last week. Lincoln beat this team 20-0. You have to expect us to do what we're supposed to do, and so far so good. You have to wonder, one of our loyal viewers, Tad McDaniel, he likes to chime in, and I appreciate him for that.
Yeah, he's on there always.
He brought up a good point, but you have to wonder, how long do your key players stay in this game? I think you want to get reps as long as you can, but after halftime, hopefully we'll see some new faces. But it's still early, Chad. There's still 5 left to go in this first quarter. 21-0. Walmer to kick. Back deep is Jeremiah Hayes, along with Landon King. King gets it. King will take it. He's at the 20. Good tackle there, met with a whole bunch of Bulldogs. They'll bring him down right at the 20. Didn't catch who made that initial contact, Chad. Looked like Houchin, Schweihart, and others, and maybe Pagel too on that play on the special teams.
Well, you bring up a good point, right? Because if you can get in deep into the second quarter and you're up a significant amount, you don't really want to risk your key players. You know, I say early, but it's not really that early. It's the 5th game of the year. But you know, look, we're not coaches. We're just spitballing up here.
We're semi-professional announcers.
Semi-professional.
Lots of gigs, though. Lots of gigs.
Bauer gives a hand up right up off the left tackle, and Bulldogs will have nothing of it. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Great team tackle by the Bulldogs there. To your point, Chad, next week we've got a pretty tough opponent coming in Quincy Notre Dame, coming to our place at home. They're going to bring some noise.
I think it's widely expected that will be one of the most challenging games of the year. Yeah. But we got to get past this game.
We got a lot of football
Brett
tonight.
Bauer has proven at least a couple times that he can sling that ball, so let's not look too much past that.
Let's not count our chickens too early. That's what they say.
Let me come back to that. King set up. Wide ball. Oh. That was intended for Chet Schrader, and it's probably a good thing he didn't catch that because he was about to get hemmed up.
Jake on the coverage, but you almost wish he he thought about a pick there. On that high throw, he might have been taking it to the house. But you know what? You got to play normal. You got to play fundamental football.
No, we're not playing normal. We're playing Charleston.
Oh, I don't think we played
you mean normal football
this year. No,
Yeah,
we
different
play
team.
them in volleyball, I think.
3rd and 9, 4:30 to go.
JV plays normal.
In the first quarter from their own 22-yard line. Spower trying to make something.
3rd and 9, 4:30 left.
In motion come Kings. Oh, there's going to be a false start. And just rife with penalties is Charleston.
Luke Nelson got a little premature there. He started his movement, and they already had Landon King in motion. And he didn't get the memo, I guess, that it was on 2.
I'm going to just do some rough math here.
Oh, man.
10, 20, 30. I think there are roughly 45 yards in penalties in the first quarter, maybe 35.
I know that's one of the things that Coach Atkins and the coaching crew wants to tighten up on our end is penalty yards. And so far, so good. Let's knock on some wood. Do we have any
There's
wood?
none in here. It's all glass, Dan.
Dang it.
Twin set, 2 to each side in motion.
3rd and
Comes
15.
King. Sets up in a trips to the far side. Spower whips it out to King. Little just too far, about the 19-yard line. That'll set up 4th and 15 from their own 16. So nothing doing so far for Charleston.
Spower's got some guys open. He's just a little high every throw. He's going to adjust that down a little bit. You got to expect him to adjust that just a hair, and then he can make some completions. They're open. Back to punt again is Charleston. On this 4th down, Max Weber to punt. Pagels deep along with Q Rogers, the record-breaking Quentin Rogers, I might add, senior. The punt's off, and it's going to go towards Q, but they're going to let it fall. Again, another great field position to start, but that's the best punt we've seen from Weber. He gets it out almost to the 50. Bulldogs will start right about the 47-yard line, start this drive. Up 21-0, 4:17 left to go on this homecoming night here in Mahomet. Frank Dutton Field. Had a little rain early. Weathered the storm. No rain to speak of right now. Flag's not even moving. Great for the kicking game.
I guess it would be. Johnson set to the right of Baum. 4-receiver set. Baum back. Plenty of time. Whips it downfield.
Peters.
Beyond, and he's got him.
What a catch by
He's
Trey.
got him. Trey Peters at the 6-yard line.
Wow.
1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Trey Peters took the elevator up all the way to the top. Hauls that one in for a big play. Almost 45 yards on the reception. Brings them all the way down to the 5. Plenty of time. Give the credit to the offensive line. Gives Wyatt plenty of time. You give Wyatt time, bad things happen. Good things for us. Offsides, I believe, Chad. We started just a little early. Yeah. Looked like we started a little early, maybe Valiant on the slot. I couldn't quite tell, but we moved just a hair early. That'll punch us back 5 yards, bring up 1st and goal. Now
while we're
from the
doing
10.
that, let's look at a replay of that back. Plenty of time. Whips it downfield.
Peters.
Beyond, and he's
Right
got
over
him.
What a catch by
He's got him.
Trey.
Peters
Ball
goes.
back.
Plenty of time. Whips it downfield.
First Peters.
Beyond, and he's got him.
What a catch by
He's-
Boy, it sure helps when you got a 6'5" receiver
That
out
doesn't
there.
hurt. That doesn't hurt. It
Trey.
also doesn't help that he's a sophomore.
Well-
He's just getting groomed in.
The future's so bright, I think he's got to wear shades.
Nah, I don't think he has to. Bomb set back, quick out.
Looking for Peters again.
And he won't get a little push and shoving from Peters. Does not get called on it, which we like to see. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Carter Selk comes in. He'll play that tight end, Chad. Look for him on a passing route here. He normally comes in to block, but expect him, I believe, to run a passing route. He's a big target. Either that or he's going to lead the way for Luke. Let's see.
Well, now we've got Quentin Rogers in the H-back. We got Luke Johnson on a wide receiver set. Look for a trick play. In motion. It does.
There's
It goes
Q.
to Q on the outside. Takes it in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
Quentin Rogers, touchdown Bulldogs.
You wouldn't – look, I'm all for football.
looking.
You know that, Dan, right?
I'm looking.
But there's 3:56 to go in the first quarter. Ryan, let's run that back and watch that motion.
Good play.
You see Q Rogers coming in that H-back position, takes the inside off the left tackle, and runs it on home.
And a great kick-out block by none other than Carter Selk, who we highlighted. Huge kick-out block to open the way for Q.
Hold for Adam Dyer.
Walmer's perfect once again, 4 for 4. Kyle doing his thing, and he'll get back and he'll kick this thing off.
You got to think that if there's one more score before halftime, you're going to see the second team come in. I would think.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that. I see what you're saying, but these boys need some reps too, and there's a whole second half to play. So we'll see how they play it here, Chad, but you're right. Lots of options tonight. 3:56 left.
Hey,
Bulldogs up 28-0.
We got the Chris Roberts halftime show and the sideline show.
Wait, how about that pregame tailgate special?
Did you lock into some of those ribs?
Did I lock into those?
Oh, make a weak-eyed man go blind.
I'm blind right now. I can't even see. Ryan Johnson is a professional tailgater. He is cooking along with Brad Houchin, Derek Eisman. Those boys can cook.
Well, don't forget Andy. Schmitty.
Oh, Schmitty is the founding father of that deal out there. What a deal they've got going on. Special time for them. Glad to be part of it as a senior father myself. And I like ribs.
Well, who doesn't?
And brisket.
If you don't, turn the channel off now.
And baked beans and coleslaw. And here's Kyle Walmer. He'll kick it. He's got 2 touchbacks so far. He's looking for another. Kick is deep. It'll be fielded this time. It's going to be
Landon King, I think.
King with the return.
I'm sorry, it's Schrader.
Schrader with a nice return, actually. Finally brought down by Tyler Majors. Good play by Majors, a special teamer. He's just a junior.
He's just a junior, isn't he? So
Good
this
play,
will
Tyler.
make it the deepest that Charleston has been out of their own side of the field tonight on that kickoff return down to the 29.5-yard line with 3:49 to go first quarter.
That Bulldog defense being aggressive tonight, and they haven't given up a first down just yet. They'll start this drive on the 30. Let's see if we can keep that streak going. 1st and 10. 3:50 left to go.
Dual running back situation. Landon King, Jeremiah Hayes, it looks to be. Low snap. It goes. I don't know who it went to be honest with you.
Can't tell either.
Here's something that I have noticed that I struggle with, right?
Depending on you struggle with a lot of stuff.
I do. But depending on the color of the jerseys, it's really hard to see their numbers out there.
Yeah, I get it. Well, it helps it. We had
that's what I'm going
ribs
with.
and weak-eyed man go blind and all of that. Brennan Hauser on the tackle, among others, for the Bulldogs. They do gain a couple, bring up 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, depending on how you measure.
Luke Nelson, Luke Bonstetter set up to our side. 3-receiver set. And it is fumbled again. He will fall on it about the 26-yard line. That's about the 3rd or 4th time tonight we've seen some bobbling going on.
I was going to say, special teams and in their normal offensive rotation, they're just not getting that snap off right. And you got to – that's where it starts. I mean, the snaps haven't been perfect. That one was actually a good snap, just mishandled.
Well, it's a little surprising for me because their center, number 53, Owen Gerdes, I apologize if I botched it. But he is a senior, so he's had a lot of playing time.
1 of 3. 3rd and 14 on the loss of 5.
Same package comes out for Charleston. Spauer calls it down. Mahomet showing blitz. They do blitz. He whips it to the flat at about the 36-yard line. Of course, guarded right there by Donovan Lewis for Mahomet. Nothing doing, and that should bring up 4th and 14 from their own 26. So far, no offense for Charleston.
Give the credit again to the D-line there for putting a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure for that quarterback, and it's a tough play rolling to his left side as a right-hander to get a good pass off, and he didn't get a good one.
Well, you know what they did there, Dan? They didn't bring the house. They brought the Houchin.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
We're going to use that.
Another high snap.
It's going to fall. Well, they're getting a little 5 more yards every time on the punts. They're finally into our territory on this punt. And we'll start with the football. 2 minutes left to go in this quarter. We'll start on our end of the field for the first time tonight. from about the 48-yard line. We'll call it 47 or 53, depending on which.
53. It's at the 53.
Let's call it the 53. Speaking of 53, Jack Gallier. Let's talk about Jack Gallier. I mean, 53 is Jack Gallier, isn't it?
It is.
He's a junior. He's an all-state guy. Love to watch him play. But he's playing defense. We're on offense. Here we go.
Snap the bomb. Fake goes to Luke Johnson. Bomb rolls out. He's got heavy pressure. Comes back. He's got Carter Selk on the outside sitting in the flats.
Good check down by Wyatt on the play, rolling to his right side. Had plenty of time. He negotiated a little extra time with his feet. Found senior Carter Selk for a first down reception. First 10 for the Bulldogs. And they're into Trojan territory.
Trey Peters in the lineup. Split 5-receiver set. Empty backfield, bomb all alone. Here's the call. He's got pressure from the outside. Steps up in the pocket. Plenty of time. Rips it down the center.
Oh, man.
Overthrown to Luke Johnson.
Tough
in
play.
The end zone.
Yeah, tough play. He didn't have much room there. He either had to go high or try to thread it, and he went for the high pass. Luke just couldn't get to it. But only 2nd and 10. Lots of time for Wyatt tonight. Offensive line doing a fine job giving him time.
Dan, let me ask you a question while they're getting set up.
Sure. I love questions.
Name a player's position that is also a form of scoring points. That's a trick question. I don't even know what it means.
Player's position that's also a form of scoring points.
Bomb all alone.
Go back to that.
4-receiver set. Q goes in motion. He gets the handoff. He's on the outside. He's got room. Shoestring tackle about the 27-yard line. And the rain is starting to pour down. You see their umbrellas come up.
Look at the crowd switching gears. The umbrellas and the old
cheerleaders with
parkas.
The old plastic bags.
The bags are coming out. You need to. What's the quiz again?
Call the ball, Dan.
All right, here we go. Wyatt bomb. He's got Luke behind him. Wyatt snaps it. He gives to LJ. LJ on the right side finds a little room. He's tackled though. Short gain, but it's good enough for a first down for LJ. Name a position that's also scoring? What did you say?
Name a player's position that's also a form of scoring points.
We're talking about football?
Yeah, of course. We'll open that up to comments on Bulldog TV.
All right.
Everyone except one person can answer this question. You know who you are. Luke Johnson set to his left side. Fake to Johnson across the middle.
Come on, Q.
He's got Q Rogers down to the 4-yard line. Good enough for a first. That'll bring up 1st and goal with 54 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Correction, that was Carter Selk. I got excited, those single-digit numbers, 5 and 6. That's tight end Carter Selk on the reception. Good play by Selke. 1st and goal, Bulldogs, 47 seconds and counting. The rain is coming down. No diesel yet.
Fake handoff to Johnson. It is blocked. Oh, but it is picked up.
There's Carter. He reaches.
Carter Selk. He reaches. No signal yet.
Just short.
Just a little short. That'll bring up 2nd and goal with 19 seconds. That'll likely be the end of the first quarter unless they make this a quick snap. I don't think they're going to get it off here with 14 seconds to go.
2nd goal. Carter Selk, big part of the offense tonight. I like to see that. It gives us another dimension. Offensively, Burner calling up his number quite a bit here early.
In the booth with us,
the
Ryan
one.
Ziegler, the one and only.
Also known as?
Cletus. Cletus, affectionately known as. Ryan, do we have the comments turned on?
We do.
All right, so let me just ask this to the crowd.
Yeah, because I don't have it.
I appreciate the...
I would say snapper.
Text. You didn't listen to the question.
I just like eating snapper.
Name a player's position that is also the form of scoring points. We'll open that up for comments. First person to get that right, except for the person who sent it to me, gets something free. I don't know what it might be. Maybe a high five.
Kernel of popcorn. By the way, stick with us at halftime for the Chris Roberts halftime show. Also at halftime, make sure you stick with us because we'll show a little footage of the band. And speaking of the band, one heck of a band we have here in Mahomet-Seymour. So we'll show you a little band action as well at halftime. Those kids, work their tails off all week long and all summer long to put on a heck of a performance here homecoming night. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So Chad's got quizzes. We're turning into Jeopardy, apparently. So if you know the answer to Chad's quiz, get on there, Bulldog TV. Comments are on.
Oh, we already got an answer.
Oh, we got a winner?
Name it. Ryan's typing it. We already got an answer.
RZ, you want it?
Who do we give credit to here?
Well, you better
We
hustle
got
up because
two.
we're taking the field.
Connor Hirschberger. He's got the answer.
All right, we'll come back to that, Chad. Hold your thought. Wyatt
Fine.
Baum in that shotgun formation, 2nd and goal from the 2. Look for Luke. LJ with the fake. It's to Carter Selk. Carter slips. He reaches. And he's going to come up just inches short. Trying to get Selk in that end zone.
You're seeing them
Just
go to
short.
Selk a lot tonight.
If we can get Selk part of this offense reception-wise, he's already been a blocker. It brings a whole nother dimension. We've got the running game. We've got Q. We've got Trey. We've got Valiant. LJ. We got Pay. We got Dyer. Bring in Selk to the mix. Here comes Baum that gives to LJ. LJ in
Done.
easy.
Done.
Standing up. That's a touchdown. That's the Bulldogs. That's 34. That's 0. And we've got a quiz.
I'll ask you one more time.
All right. I'm not good at this game.
Name a player's position.
Player's
You can't
position.
look up. Don't look at the
I'm not.
screen.
No.
That is also a form of scoring.
I've got it.
Get it?
I can't because Corey Mitchell at home texted me the
Yeah,
answer.
you're out.
Corey-
The answer is safety.
Safety is the
Appreciate
answer.
our viewers. Oh, a band member got that.
Yeah.
You got beat out,
I
Dan,
well, you know
by
what?
a band member.
No,
No, those are bubbles,
Hey,
Ryan. That's
kick
not
is
snowing.
blocked.
Those are bubbles being blown here on the sideline.
there's a
34 should be. Did he
Yeah,
block
you got
there?
blocked. You got blocked.
34-0, 11:28 in the second quarter.
Max Weber on the block kick, and that breaks up Walmer's streak. Corey Mitchell, thanks for trying to help me out there, but I couldn't cheat. It would have been obvious because I'm just not that smart.
Well, credit goes to you know who. Appreciate the quiz.
Connor Hirschberger with the winning answer. Is that who got it? RZ Connor Hirschberger got it? Yeah. Attaboy Connor. Step up to the Bulldog TV booth. We've got a free kernel of popcorn for your winnings. It may or not have been on the floor for less than 5 seconds.
Or a cold pork sandwich.
More comments coming in. I just want some peanut butter fudge. Is that what it said?
No, that was it. Someone wants
that's a
some ribs for a
different thing.
barbecue or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Oh, boy, I could use some ribs right now. Well, we're early. It's homecoming. It's 3-4. It's 34-0. And Walmer will set to kick. Trojans will receive. We've
Kai Bosch.
switched ends. No win still. Here comes the Trojans. And that's Schrader on the return. Decent return for Schrader. He'll bring it out to about the 25. Houchin looked like he got his nose in there along with others. Irwin, excuse me, among others. Looked like Donovan Lewis may be in on that play. Can't quite tell. I'd call these guys out a little more. Talon Pollock, I believe, was also involved on the tackle for the Bulldogs. So we flip the script as we head the other way here, left or right on your TV screen. I feel like they're probably watching on TV because you can sync it to your TV.
I don't have one of those TVs.
Bulldog TV viewers, if you don't know how to do that, figure out how to sync it to your TV because it brings
I believe
next
it's called
level.
casting.
Casting?
You're casting.
It's like fishing, though. I think you're talking about fishing.
Chet Schrader set to our near side. H-back position. Roll out by Charleston, and
good catch.
Good catch. And I do believe, that is. That's
Schrader.
going to be Chet Schrader. He's a junior wide receiver for Charleston.
Yeah, really good catch by Schrader. Jake all over it, but the ball was a good ball from Spower. Spower puts a good ball in there. Schrader went up and got it. Jake with the tackle to finish it up. Brings up second and a short one. Not 2nd and 49 like it says on the scoreboard, Chad.
No, it isn't. Jeremiah Hayes set up in the running back position. Chet Schrader to our near side. Spauer 2 backs. The handoff does go to Jeremiah Hayes, and he's met in the backfield for a loss. Big loss.
I love the play call by the defense. We had a corner blitz on there, if you didn't notice, and that was
You know
fun.
who that is? Number 3. Who's number 3?
I've heard of him.
He lives in my neighborhood. JD is what he goes by. Jake Aldinger. It's not 3rd and 1. I can tell you that.
I pay his rent, Chad. I sponsor that child.
It's also not 1st and 10. I'm going to guess it's somewhere around 3rd and 7 because the scoreboard deceives us.
Still no first downs for the Trojans yet. Let's see if we can keep that going.
Quad set, blitz from Mahomet.
Well, he's got
Spauer
room.
does get behind him, and he just dives at the 45. I don't know what that was about. He had all kinds of room.
He saw Cale Schweihart with, I guess, some fear in his eyes because he took a dive there. He'll live to fight another day, but Cale was ready to make the play. We'll bring up 4th down.
I think you got to go for it here.
They're on their 45. It's not a bad. The punting game hasn't been great for the Trojans. They've had one good punt tonight. 34-0, 9:13 left. They will, looks like, go for it here. Try to get their first down of the game. And, in fact, they will. They line up in that shotgun formation. They're going to go for it.
Spauer back. Whips it in the flats. A high ball. And it is
Great play, Donnie.
broken up at the 41-yard line by the Bulldogs.
Donnie Lewis with a heads-up play just to knock that thing down. You don't need to get a pick there. Just knock it down because we got the ball.
Well, October 26th or thereabouts, duck season, but that looked like it came a little bit early.
I think it did.
Whack, whack.
I'd say a few days early, about a month and a half early.
Just waiting for the day that we get kicked off of this show, Dan. 8:55 to go in the first half.
Canceled is the terminology, Chad.
I live to get canceled. Someone just give me that chance.
34-0, 8:55 left. Still no first downs for the Trojans. Bulldogs take over right at their 45.
Bomb in an empty back set. 5 receivers.
Plenty of time.
Whips it across the middle.
Val's there.
Almost intercepted. Intended for Valiant Walsh, and that's going to be number 9.
Schrader.
Chet Schrader. He's all over the field
Yeah,
tonight.
he's having a good game for the Trojans, is Chet. That's a good play by him. He almost picked that baby off. Valiant broke it off, actually. Played a little defense on that play. You getting hot, Chad?
I'm fine, Dan, but thanks for asking.
A little hot and bothered? Or just bothered?
Just bothered. 4 receiver set. Johnson to the right. Bomb rolls out wide to his right.
He's got pressure.
And there's a flag on the field. That's going to be coming
Nifty,
back. But he's
nifty,
running in 40,
nifty.
35, 30,
He's
25,
nimble.
20, 15,
He's
10,
nimble.
5. He's still on his feet for the touchdown, but it's going to come back for 2 flags. Probably
There's 2 of
holding.
them.
For, I think, the second time this year, we've seen Bomb tuck it and run.
He looked awful nimble, awful quick, awful sly. Unfortunately, that play's coming all the way back. I feel like there's a hold, and there's another flag down here right by the goal line.
Bomb be nimble, Bomb be quick. Bomb takes it in
jump
for 6.
over the goal line stick.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were going different directions.
That's a kind of a wasted play. I don't think Mahomet's struggled too much this first half with penalties like they have in the last 2 games, but that one you kind of like to have back.
I just like the
No
riddling.
signal just yet.
The riddling was on point right there. Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah, they're signaling to the Charleston side. That's still can't actually see what they're calling.
How about them?
3 flags on the play,
How about them Cowboys?
but they're walking it back, so you know it's going to be.
How about them? I'm talking about the student section.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're just.
I said, how about them Cowboys?
Oh! I thought you meant Dallas Cowboys. You're talking about the
No, I
student
don't care
section
about
down
the
here.
Cowboys.
Oh, that's a big walk-off.
Man,
Holy
have a
cow!
No quarterback, nothing.
That is.
That's got to be a 15-yarder.
That's a 15-yard penalty, but I still haven't seen the signal.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 flags on the play. We are not good at translating flags. So.
Well, it's difficult when you don't see the actual call. There's a holding on Mahomet. The other call was declined. I can't see what that was. But in any case, 2nd and 28 from their own 37. So from touchdown to their own 37,
I think
2nd down.
We call that 2nd and Spring Lake, Chad. You see what I did there?
I did. Bomb all alone, another 5-receiver set. It's an inside bubble screen to Valiant. And he's met right at the line of scrimmage, but scratches out 2 or 3 across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Valiant with a tough yak there. That's
what?
Yards after catch. Took about 2 more. Yeah, you heard me.
I thought you meant K, Y-A-K, like, a yak.
No, that's an animal, Chad. Yards after catch. I might have made that up. I think that's a term, though. 3rd and lots of Mansfield to go.
It's an inside draw screen to Luke Johnson. He's got company in the
Oh,
backfield. Breaks
what a
1,
great
breaks 2, across the 45 to the 47-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. Interesting to see what Mahomet might do here. I'm guessing they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it. Puts them in a position. That's why they call that draw play. They wanted to get a chunk there to put them in a position, a makeable 1st down, but they still have a long way to go. 19 yards to go on this 4th down. And time will tell. Are they going to drop back? White will punt from this set. But it does look
Selk
like
in the
they're
H-back. Johnson to the right of Baum.
Look for
He
Q.
has not dropped back just yet.
1-on-1 on the outside.
They are going for it. Baum with plenty of time. He's guns
got Q.
up.
He's got
Q Rogers.
Oh,
and there's a
baby.
flag
Wait,
at the
that's
4-yard
PI.
line.
PI.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pass interference at the 4-yard line.
Bombs away, Chatty Daddy.
Yeah, that's going to be against Luke Nelson. We've called his name quite a few times tonight. Perfect pass.
Great ball.
By Baum.
He had Q 1-on-1 on the outside. I felt that was coming. When you get 1-on-1 coverage with Q, you're going to take a
I
chance.
feel like we talked about this earlier in the pregame.
We talked about it, and 9 times out of 10, you get 1-on-1 with Q, you got to take a shot. They did that. They got the PI. They're going to get a 1st down, and we're rolling once again. 7:08 left to go. 34-0. Homecoming week here in Mahomet.
Now the question is,
you got more
30,
quizzes?
30? No, not yet. I do have a couple.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's happening here? They're walking it back.
Oh.
No, he was
Okay.
getting to the original line of scrimmage to mark it off at 15. But that should still bring up.
You're right. We're
3rd
going to be
and 4, isn't it?
4 yards short. 4th and 4.
4th and 4. You get a reset on downs.
A lot more makeable down here. You got more options. You've got slant patterns. You've got Luke that you can hand it off to.
So Selka's out. Dyer's in. A little confusion on the Bulldog side as they set the line up.
Plenty of time. Play clock's at 18. Still got time to run this play.
Johnson to the right side. Valiant Walsh in the H-back.
Play clock
Trips to
down
the
at
far.
10.
Valiant goes in motion. It's a quick pitch
Great
to
play.
Valiant around the side. And there's another flag.
Another flag. It's got to be a hold.
For the love of all things holy, that's going to be another hold by the deep back judge.
It's got to be on our right side. One of those guys must have
he
held.
called that pretty quick. So that should bring up 4th and 7.
So senior Marshall Balker, 62, or Colton Metcalf Poulos, one of those 2 guys might have grabbed somebody there. We're not sure exactly, but it looks like it's a hold.
We are homers. We talk about that all the time. But
it's Bulldog TV.
Mahomet has struggled in the last couple of games with penalties. Sometimes when you get outside the tackles and you just get beat, a holding is, a pretty good decision. But they've struggled with that in the last 2 or 3 games. That'll bring up. I don't understand how that's possible. It's 4th and 16. That
should be 4th and 14, but whatever.
That's fuzzy math to me, as Bush would say, but. Baum's got a blitz from the outside. He steps up in the pocket. The ball is on the ground.
He picks it up, though.
He does pick it up, and Charleston will take over at about the 46 of Mahomet, the deepest they have been all night.
It sure is, and you got to think that maybe the moisture, the wetness of the football maybe played a part there, why it mishandled that as he tried to tuck it. He had a ton of pressure, got out of it, but he put the ball on the ground, did recover it, but 4th down, so the Trojans will take over. Best field position of the night for them on our 46-yard line.
I think what can be said so far is that Mahomet is actually beating themselves tonight. I think they've probably exceeded penalties as opposed to Charleston, which kind of says a lot.
Yeah, it's a point of emphasis that they'll clean up. Looks like there's going to be a timeout, Charleston, Chad. And with that, we probably ought to take a quick break. Thank our sponsors. Roll it, Ryan.
Andrew White Dentistry is Mahomet's choice for quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to serve his hometown of Mahomet from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today.
For 150 years, you've believed in Busey. You dreamed of owning your first home. You partnered with us to customize a plan. You started a business. You trusted us to guide you through the ups and downs. You wanted to leave a legacy. You allowed us to bring your dreams to life. We thank you for the opportunity to serve you and your family for generations. Busey, fulfilling dreams since 1868.
Yeah, we're back at Frank Dutton Field. 6:54 to go in the half as Charleston in the best field position of the night at the Bulldogs' 46.5-yard line.
Rain has subsided. Winds picked up just a hair, blowing left to right on your screen.
Handoff goes to number 7 for Charleston. It's going to be Jeremiah Hayes. One of the better pickups they've got tonight. Pickup of 7, maybe 8, as he runs off of tackle. Right tackle, I should say. 6:39 to go. Clock's running.
Yeah, good pickup for the Trojans. They're threatening to get that first down, first one of the evening. Just need one more yard, second and 1 or 2. Look for another run there. Good run by Jeremiah Hayes.
Schrader on the line in the wide receiver set. Mahomet showing man. Handoff right up the middle.
Jack Callier.
Callier will show him no respect as he comes right down at the 39-yard line.
Aiden Archibald on the carry, but Jack Gallier on the tackle. And he'll lose 1 or 2 on the play. Brings up third and about 3.
Now, that was Aiden Archibald. He normally plays the H-back, but we've seen him several times today kind of in that halfback, dual halfback set, which is interesting. I haven't seen him in the H-back yet today.
He's a wide body. He's a big boy. Number 22 for the Trojans. 3rd and 3, Chad. Look for another run. See what our D-line, middle linebackers got here.
Handoff inside out, goes right up the middle. That'll be a good enough for the first down of the night for the Trojans at about the 34-yard line. So with 5:25 to go, they finally break the sticks and send them down the field.
Yep, they get their first fresh set of downs here in the second quarter with 5:17 left. All the way down to the Bulldogs' 34-yard line. Let's see if the Bulldogs can stiffen up here a little bit.
Second big carry for Jeremiah Hayes. As the same sets in a wide receiver set.
I'd like to see a turnover
Archibald.
here. Sniff a turnover here.
Spower all alone. Pressure in the backfield, being pursued. Whips it downfield. Almost intercepted.
Oh, did he?
Almost intercepted at the
baby.
29-yard line. Oh, you know who it is. Number 9. Number 9.
That's my boy, Cale Schweihart. Great defense by Cale. He saw that route.
He just broke it, didn't he?
He broke underneath it to get that deflection. Great playmaker play by Cale. Number 9, senior DB. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Trojans at their own 34, at our own 34.
Spower with the call. Hand up right up the middle to Jeremiah Hayes. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. That'll bring up 3rd and about 11 or 12, so 1 or 2 loss on the play.
Yeah, Jack Gallier just living in the backfield tonight. He's paying rent back there in their backfield. Just living there. He's going to get a sleeping bag before halftime. Probably pitch 10. I don't know, but Jack is he's getting comfortable in their backfield. Ben Wagner also among the crowd on that tackle brings up 3rd and 12. Definitely a passing play. Look for our DBs to make a play here. Let's see what they can do. Like to see a
Schrader
turnover.
set alone. Hayes rolls out of the backfield into the flats. Bauer whips it downfield, and it is caught for a first down at the 24-yard line.
Good catch by Schrader again. We've called his name quite a bit, both sides of the ball.
No, I think that was Landon
It
King.
was. I was about to correct myself. And
Well,
you
I'll
beat
do
me
it
to
for you.
Landon King, the junior, on the reception. Number 11 for the Trojans. Second first down, and now they're threatening.
Well, what you saw there, the DBs started to cheat back, get him in a little zone, and he just slipped right underneath that in a quick out route.
Yeah, they're knocking on the red zone now. They'll start this one, 24-yard line, 23.
Bauer with the call. Hand off to Jeremiah Hayes.
He's got some room.
And just mows over a Bulldog defender at about the 13-yard line. So Hayes getting quite a few carries here. And I tell you, when he's run off of right tackle, he's getting some positive yards, Dan.
Yeah, that's a good run. Good blocking by the Trojans to get to our second level. They're kind of playing off our aggressiveness on that counter.
Yeah, give credit to number 77. I think it's Josh Lynn, the right guard. He pulls out on that run.
And it looks like Mateo's going to be shaken up here just a little bit. Ethan Harrell, senior, will come in for him. Give him a little breather. Mateo will come off. He'll take a quick break. 3:44 left.
Speaking of quick break, let's take a quick one and pay some bills here, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
At D1 Networks, we take our role in connecting, protecting, and monitoring businesses in Central Illinois very seriously. When you need us, we'll be there, with service that sets the standard. From access control and structured cabling, to video surveillance and fiber installation, we always strive to provide creative solutions to the ever-changing technology needs of our clients. Contact D1 Networks today. Visit our website or call us at 855-836-63.
Well, after an injury timeout, we're back here. Best position for Charleston all night.
Come on, boys.
Handoff again.
Schrader's got room.
Goes to Jeremiah Hayes. Across the middle, he's down to the 1-yard line. And
Good
boy,
run.
He came off that left tackle and cut it back right. Again, right off of Josh Lynn's block.
Really good run by Schrader.
Boy, you got to give it to him. In the scouting report, we really didn't give him the credit I think is due yet tonight.
He's having a heck of a game for the Trojans. Just gets stopped short of the goal line. This is going to be second. Is it second down or is there a first down here? It says second and goal
Should
from
be
the line.
first and goal.
That's what I thought.
Archibald. Hayes.
Straight up.
Hand off goes up the middle, and
He's
it's
in.
a touchdown.
Touchdown Trojans.
And with that, Dan is closer than I am to the score. It's currently 34-6, pending an extra point, 2:53 to go, first half.
So the Trojans with a little moral victory there, getting it in the end zone. Against that first unit for the Bulldogs. They'll come back, regroup. Trojans come in for the point after, 34-6, 2:53 left to go in the half. The snap's good. Kick is up, and it is good for the Trojans. Puts them on the board, 34-7.
34-7. Your call was 63-7. Mine, of course, 52-16.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with mine. I feel pretty good about it.
Well, I don't think they're going to kick a field goal, but if you think so, whatever, Chad.
That's fine. I'm entitled to my – oh, Justin Bieber's being played here.
Little JB.
I'm going to put the mic down and go out there and dance a little bit.
I'm a believer. And the crowd goes mild.
I'm actually surprised the entire crowd is singing this song.
Well, if you're under 45,
Girl,
you're singing.
quit playing.
Oh. Well, we're getting off track. Trojans, though, with a good drive. First good drive of the night for them. Puts them on the board. Let's see if our Bulldogs can respond. Wow. This is a real hit.
All right, Dan, you call the ball, as they would say in Top Gun.
I'm listening to.
Yeah, Justin Bieber's done. Just
Goodness
play football.
gracious, great balls of fire.
Oh, Lord, don't do that again. We'll be all kicked off.
Oh, kidokey. All right, to kick off for the Trojans, Max Weber. Back deep for Mahomet. Valiant along with Q. Valiant will field it. He'll take it up midfield. He's going to go straight up the gut. He's got blocks.
Oh, boy.
He's got lots of room.
He gone.
He's at the 50.
He gone.
He's got one man to beat.
He gone.
He beat him.
He gone.
He's at the 30.
He gone.
He's at the 20.
He's
going in. He's going in for a Bulldog touchdown.
Gone, boy.
Valiant Walsh on a great return. Great blocking. Great special teams.
Give it to Valiant. He followed his blocks. You
The
saw it
old
real
wedge.
time. I don't know if the crowd saw it, but he cut it out. He cut it back in, followed his blocks perfectly.
Wow.
Ran it up. It's got to be around 79, 80-yard kickoff return. 40-7, pending an extra point. 2:39 to go in the half.
Not a bad response to the Trojan touchdown.
You know what I think did it for him? Justin
Bieber.
Bieber. Yeah.
By far.
Yep.
Justin Bieber. We'll give credit to JB on that one. Valiant Walsh. We'll get it in the score column, but Justin Bieber gets it in our hearts. And there's Walmer with another point after. It'll put us up 41-7. Great blocking, great wedge by the special teams unit. Keith Pogues got them working on all cylinders, as I said.
You know a couple of things about me.
I know you like to go to bed around 8 p.m.
Yep.
I know you like your eggs.
Yep.
With your bacon.
Yep.
And your bacon with your eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you love your family. I don't know what else.
You know I love trivia.
Oh, you love trivia.
Here's one
You
for
love
you.
riddles.
Just in.
Oh, I like it.
HOP, not hot off the press. You
Okay,
ready?
listen up, Bulldog fans, because the comments are on.
IHSA rules
Yes, sir.
regarding goalpost.
Okay.
How many colors are approved for them to be painted in, and what are they?
Okay, name the colors that are approved for IHSA for
That's
your
a good one.
goalpost.
That's a good one.
We know that ours are.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We need the answer.
So there's not one, there's multiple.
I believe it's two. Is that right, Ryan?
All right.
Or
So
what are the approved colors?
don't look it up on your phone, Bulldog TV fans, Charleston fans. If you know the answer, type it in. Don't look it up. Don't cheat. That's too easy. Here comes Walmer on the kick. It's a pretty good kick. Charleston will receive. He'll take it up the right side. And that's Schrader again. He'll be driven out of bounds on their far side. Ethan Esker in there, among others. And the Bulldogs will come take the field after getting scored on. We'll see if they can respond. This Bulldog defense comes back out.
I'll give you one more crack at it, Dan.
All right, so how many colors
How many colors are approved for them to be painted in? And what are the colors?
I'm going to say 3 colors.
Okay.
I'm going to say bright yellow.
Okay.
I'm going to say bright orange. And I'm going to say white.
Okay. Well, I think
that's my guess.
I think we have. Oh yes, of course we do. Kyle Bess is just. Oh, we've got a couple of answers.
All right. Well, as you
Kyle Bess thinks it's yellow and white.
Here's a pass.
Connor again, any color, yellow and white, yellow and white.
Yellow.
The answer, of course, I will reveal after this next play.
Pass is incomplete there. Intended for number 9, Schrader again. He's doing everything. Jake slipped just a bit, but the pass is incomplete. Schrader dropped it. So we live to fight, 2nd and 10.
I have a cold pork sandwich up here for anyone that gets it right.
Half, actually.
I actually have the answer now.
Half a cold sandwich, because I'm going to eat half of it.
Well, there's 2, so you're not going to eat 1.5.
Oh, fair enough.
Out comes Charleston, trying to make
some noise.
Some noise.
2nd and 10, 2:29 left to go now.
Spower with the shotgun formation. It's a handoff.
Oh, Kale's
and Kale sniffed it out. It's going to be a loss on the play.
Along with Ethan Esker. Ethan Esker, the sophomore, gets his name called for the first time tonight, and it looked like Dayton come up from the safety to make some waves as well.
Get the student section.
Oh, yeah, you got to do your thing, Chad.
What's that?
Cowboy Troy. You gonna
Oh,
do
do
that?
I?
Are you gonna? We talked.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll give you 30 seconds. So you got to beat feet. Yeah. So 3rd and 12. We got a timeout on the field. We've got a special coming for you. Stay tuned because we've got a little special Cowboy Night in America. Well, it's Cowboy Night in Mahomet anyway. We're about to reveal the heart and soul of the Bulldog family. And RZ, cue it up. We're ready. He's got the high sign. Here's the heart and soul of Bulldog Nation, folks. Everybody, this is our world famous student section, and it's their night. It's homecoming night. I'm going to give it up to the students. All right, we're back to football. It's 3rd and 12. Trojans drop back. They air it out deep. Houchin with great coverage. A little bit of contact there. It looks like there's a flag. And it's going to be, looks like maybe a pass interference. They're going to talk it over here. 3rd and 12 play. Spower dropped back. He threw it deep. Houchin on great coverage. Little bit of contact, and it looked like it might go against the Bulldogs. I can't quite tell. And indeed it will. Tough play, tough break for Houchin. He had good coverage, but the officials thought there was a little bit too much coverage, and it'll be a pass interference. Brings up a first down for the Trojans with 2:16 left to go in this half. Well, that was fun, Chad.
No, that's not exactly what I would call it.
Well, it was good to see you anyway. Get some exercise. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They drop back. They go right back to the well. Same play as before. Houchin with great coverage again. He knocks that one out. This time, no pass interference. Good coverage. Houchin breaks it up. Brings up 2nd and 10. Still 2 minutes left to go in this half. Trojans trying to find something. They're chucking it deep. That's 2 in a row.
You know what I have noticed is that when they go to that deep ball, it's a single receiver.
Always.
Everyone's playing underneath.
Yeah, they got rewarded with a PI while you were on your little jaunt. It was good coverage, and it worked for them, so they tried it again. That time, Houchin breaks it up nice and clean. Brings up 2nd and 10. Bulldog defense.
Bonstetter and Schrader set up to our side. Spower back, drills it again, way over the head of his intended receiver. That's going to be number 8, Soren Flygare.
Yep, good old Soren. It's a great name for a receiver, isn't it? Flygare. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. You got to expect another pass. They might look for Flygare. They might look for others. If I was a quarterback, I'd be looking for a guy named Soren. Wouldn't you?
I wouldn't. I'd be looking for Schrader.
Yeah, Schrader's a threat. Also,
Maybe
look out
Bonstetter.
for Jake on Schrader. He's looking this way. He's got a man deep. Houchin with a pick. And that'll do it for the half. Houchin with his first pick. He's coming. He's looking for the chair.
3rd turnover chair tonight.
He's looking to get comfy. He said, no fly zone. No fly zone for Flygare or whoever. And he's off, and he's back on, and he's back off. No fly zone.
You think the turnover chair was someone's grandma's chair and they just repainted it?
I hope so.
Or did they go up to, like, what's the restaurant in Urbana? The old country boy breakfast place.
Oh,
Cracker
yeah,
Barrel. Did they just go to Cracker Barrel?
Probably
and just get
did.
one?
No, that's pretty. That looks pretty. Looks more like a relic.
Trip set to our side. A stack. Bomb sets back. It's an inside bubble screen.
Nice
Goes to
screen.
Luke Johnson on the outside. Big
Do
block.
work.
Cuts it back to the
Do
inside.
work.
Across the 45 to the 50.
Do work.
Down to the 44-yard line goes Luke Johnson.
Marshall Bacher with a great screen block along with McCain Didier, Colton Metcalf Poulos. Really great setup screenplay. They're in the hurry-up formation, trying to get a score before half. 1:44 left.
Bomb again drops back. Steps comfortably up into the
he's
pocket.
got it, man.
Rips it. A man all
Bombs
alone.
away, baby.
Oh, boy. Quentin Rogers with the pitch and catch.
All-time leading yards and touchdown receiver, all-world Quentin Rogers adding to his fine career. Bomb with a perfect throw.
You know who's got to be getting tired tonight?
Wowza. The scoreboard operator.
Walmer.
Oh.
A lot of kicking. A lot of kicking he's doing tonight.
I was thinking maybe the scoreboard operator too, and the cheerleaders, they got to do
Got
the
those
push-ups.
guitar fingers punching it.
Oh, yeah, he's probably got some practice over there. Walmer, with that big leg, he's still got enough in him. He gets another one. 48-7, all Bulldogs all the time.
I feel pretty good about my 52-16 call.
Time will tell,
Here's what I see.
You're not
coming
gonna
out.
see a
You're
field
coming
goal.
out in the second half.
Yeah.
You're not. You might for a series put your starters in, and then
Sure.
you're pulling.
Oh, you as well you should. There's
You've
a lot
got
of
some really talented second
I was
team
gonna
people.
say.
You've got Dyer at quarterback. They may or may not pull out Luke Johnson.
Sure.
Who do they have at the
Reich
running
and
back?
Kirby.
Reich and Kirby's got in the backfield. So you've got a
Ray
lot
Long.
of options on the second team.
You got some playmakers. By the way, JV Bulldog football undefeated, Chad, on the year. So they've got some playmakers in that second level that are ready to prove themselves as well. Nah, we're not going to worry about that, RZ. But I'll tell you, Walmer and that big leg will be set to kick with 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go in this half. All Bulldogs, 48-7, homecoming night here in Mahomet. Cheerleaders are pumped. They've got the ring gear. They don't care. They're still doing their thing. They could probably take the ring gear off. We've got Chris Roberts' halftime show coming right up. We also got some
what
band.
in the world is that? Onside kick.
What the pooch kick?
It's received by Luke Nelson right at the 49-yard line of Charleston.
I'm not
Surprised
mad
to
at
see
that.
that.
I'm not mad at it because this is a.
Well, you got to practice.
You got to practice those plays
things.
for when you need them, and that's a good spot to try it. In live game action.
I love to see the little kids being the ball boys out there.
Oh yeah, that's little Jack Atkins, I believe, junior, future coach, future Bulldog player. So Bulldog defense come back on the field. One thing to note, Chad, is Ethan Harrell, senior number 7, is at DN. He replaces Mateo Casillas. Got banged up just a hair.
Now, out comes Spower.
Hang with us, Bulldog fans. We've got lots in store for you in the second half. Great
Hayes
play
again.
by Kale again. Schweihart along with Donovan. Old Donnie comes out there. Donovan Lewis come up to make the play along with Kale Schweihart. Great play by the DBs. 1:14 left. Charleston does have a couple timeouts. We'll see if they even elect to use them. Bulldogs also with 2 of their own. Again, Chris Roberts will be interviewing Coach Atkins on his way off the field. We've got the Chris Roberts show. We've got some band performances, lots of stuff. Stick with us in the second half because Chad's going to be still telling some childhood stories from his football days, and you'll be really entertained.
Spower drops up in the pocket, and it is an incomplete pass at the 39-yard line. Intended once again. Well, actually, that one is for Bonstetter.
He's
got him open. He's just either underthrowing him and
a
overthrowing
little bit
him.
overthrow. Bonstetter reminds me of bonfires, Chad. I like bonfires.
There's one coming
Fall.
up on October 1st. I don't know if you heard about it.
I heard about it. It's going to be lit, as the kids say. It's going to be lit.
Oh.
That's what they say. No cap.
Hopefully you don't dip out too quick.
Ooh.
Like that?
I see what you did. Anyway, second half, we'll have more quizzes, too. Chad's got some riddles, I think.
Landon King comes in, wide receiver set.
Third down.
Spowers drop by.
He's going to
Pressure to the outside.
He's
Chucks
gonna chuck
it in the flat, and it's intercepted
Another
again.
pick.
Intercepted again. You know who it is. It's Brennan Hauser.
Oh, B-House.
And for the fourth time tonight, the chair's getting raised up.
Here comes B-House. He'll get lifted. He'll salute the crowd.
Flex, do it,
okay,
just flex.
B-House. A little chicken and chocolate. Nonchalant.
37.2. The point two is really important in this kind of game, Dan. 37.2 to go in the half. 48 to 7. That's a lead of 41 for those that are challenged with math.
It is impressive that we have the decimal system on the scoreboard.
It's not the Dewey Decimal System. That's for a library.
Okie dokie.
And Baum will
take
kneel
it
it
in.
down, content to take it into half, leading by 41. Maybe one more snap. Now they're.
Yeah, it's gonna
I don't see the
do
clock.
it.
No, that'll do it for the first half. We'll be back with you for the Chris Roberts halftime show and some interviews thereafter.
You got it.
Just a halftime public. Just a halftime public address. Does not appear that the band is going to take the field tonight for the parents who were hoping as such. So our apologies. We're not in charge of it, but just a quick heads up for all those parents out there looking for that.
Welcome back, BTV fans. We do not have a band tonight. The weather didn't cooperate, but what we do have is the Chris Roberts halftime show. And Chris?
Hi, Dan. How you doing?
It might have to be the Chris Roberts karaoke show because I
I
heard you singing.
My tune just came on.
Sweet Caroline.
It is Sweet
That's your
Tonight,
tune?
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's Sweet
man,
Tonight.
Oh, man. What a first half.
What
by
a
the
great
Dogs.
half. Why don't you talk about the half? Talk about the stats.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, let's go with rushing yards for the Bulldogs, 8 for 22. For Charleston, 20 for 44. Passing, 12 for 15, 195 yards for the Dogs. 33 yards for Charleston. Total yards, 217 for your Bulldogs, 77 for Charleston. Third downs, 3 of 4 for the Dogs, 3 of 10 for Charleston. Turnovers, goose egg for the Bulldogs, which is a good sign.
Good sign.
3 for Charleston. Penalties, 4 for 51.
4 for 51 for the Bulldogs.
And 4 for 42 for Charleston.
Okay.
And for time of possession, the Bulldogs, 9:55 compared to 14:05 for Charleston.
Okay. All right. Well, this is your show.
Well,
what do you want to talk about?
Football.
Okay.
It's a great homecoming. Great crowd again. 12th man has run it again. And, in the elements a little rain, but it's football weather, as you said earlier tonight.
Yep.
So had a great, just a great atmosphere again for this, for this community. And all the level teams are playing great football. Freshmen. To the seniors and everything, and then going back to youth football too, they're having a great year too. So
youth football's dominating.
It's great. It's a great time to be in Mahomet.
It's a great time to be a Bulldog.
You got amen, brother.
And Chris, you caught Coach Atkins. We're going to try to play that in the second half. We had some technical difficulties, or we'll get it on at some point. But give us a wrap of what he said in case we can't get it out.
Yeah, he said he's just a great first half by his team they put out, and he sounds like he's going to rest some of the regulars and get some other players the opportunity,
That makes sense.
With this score. So,
you bet.
Give them a little rest so they don't, get beat up,
Sure,
So,
that makes sense. And you brought up the 12th man.
Yeah, so they've been, it's great to see that. The student body, the everybody out, the parents, grandparents, everybody, the families coming in here and filing in and show, give it their all. It's great.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Who knows?
What is it?
We've got.
There we go. That's a good one.
He's got jokes.
I like that one, Chad. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's trying to throw a wrench in, literally. Yeah.
Well, you guys keep up the great work. Thanks for.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah,
dude. The tailgate.
That was
segment was fantastic. How much fun did you have?
That was great too. It smelled so good and it tasted so. Everything was
great.
Did
you get to try anything?
I did. That was great, man.
Was it good?
It was very good.
Yeah, they don't mess around out there.
No, they don't. They take it serious and they do a great job too. So that was a fun time before the game kicked off.
It's great tradition.
Yes.
And, just like homecoming. homecoming started at University of Illinois.
I did not know that.
That's a true fact.
Okay.
The University of Illinois started the first ever homecoming.
Very nice.
And it's become obviously tradition on all campuses. High school, college, you name it.
Yeah.
Tonight's homecoming. Next week, Q&D. What do you think?
It should be. I think it'd be a closer game, but Bulldogs should prevail. But I think they'll play their all 4 quarters, but they should prevail and keep this record going.
I love it.
I know what Coach told me earlier. Possible back-to-back. Season, turn the tables, and it's getting closer. So
it feels like we got a little more.
One game at a time, but I think this can be done. This team can do it.
Oh, I think it's a good start.
Yes.
Obviously got some things to work on.
Yeah.
Shore up. Penalties being one.
Yeah.
It looks like based on your stats, 52 yards is not terrible.
Yeah, but
I think they had a goal a little bit lower than that maybe, but it's a start. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. We'll see this running clock here to start the third quarter too.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
All right.
It'd be good to see some new faces.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
So we're excited to shout them out.
I'll be listening to you guys for the second half call. And
well,
thanks, Ryan, and everybody on the crew behind the scenes. They do a great job too.
All right, we're going to go ahead and roll that clip that you had with Coach Atkins.
Okay.
Chris, we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks,
same
Dan.
time, same channel.
Okay, have a great one, Dan.
All right, good job.
Bye-bye. Thank you. All right, Coach, impressive first half. Being homecoming, what's your thoughts on that 12th man? They're brilliant again tonight, aren't they?
Man, aren't they? What a great crowd. On a rainy night like tonight, for our community to show up and give us this support, it's just extra special, And again, we appreciate everything that this community does, and our student section's rocking, and overall, a great night, and I'm proud of the way that we played that first half. And now we're going to get some young bucks some reps, and they deserve it. They worked really hard this week, so I'm excited to see what they do for us in the second half.
Okay.
So
Great, Coach. Keep up the great work,
Appreciate
Coach.
that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Coach. All right, let's head back to the booth with Chad and Dan.
Well, I guess we're back here, Dan. Weren't even paying attention.
Yeah, we're back. Well, that pork chop
Yeah,
was
just like that quick, a flag is thrown on
Oh,
the
man.
field.
Well, we
And
just
it's on the Mahomet side, so that can't be good.
Well-
Atkins can't be happy about that.
But was it a kick out of bounds?
It must have been.
Yeah,
but
so that's on them.
That's going to bring it up to 35
Yeah,
if
that-
it is.
That's on the Trojans to start this half. Expect to see a lot of new faces. Chris had talked to the coach. Of course, we had the Chris Roberts halftime show that you guys just saw, and Coach Atkins going to see some new faces. But it looks like to start out, yeah, in fact, it is a second unit. You got Luke Dyer out there. We talked about Reich and Kirby. Luke Kohler, like to see him out here on the near side at receiver. A lot of new faces. We'll try to get through them as we can.
Dan, you want to switch up? You want to do play-by-play in the second half?
Well, I'm not good at that.
Go ahead and do it, because I don't know these
This
kids.
is a lot of pressure. I don't either. I know them, but I haven't been to a lot of JV games, so we'll do our best. The give to Kirby. Kirby's got some room. A little stiff arm action. And there's that guy, Chet Schrader, on the tackle.
Well, he's everywhere tonight, isn't he?
He is. Reichen Kirby, the junior running back, number 40, with a great gain there. Takes it on the left side for a gain of 4. 5. Call it 5. Other new faces, I'm sorry, Chad. Gavin Hammerschmidt, number 80 at receiver. Far side. Dyer in the shotgun formation. Lucas gives to Kirby right up the middle. Bunch of Trojans there to meet him. Aiden Kroll, new face on that line, number 70. I also see Zach Hammond, 79. Looks like I see Cole Morgan on that O-line, along with number 60. That's Braden Lamb.
Oh.
Little Lambo. Not so little anymore. Can't quite tell who the wide receiver is, Chad, if you could
I'll get
find
my
his
binoculars out.
And they're going to pass to that receiver, and he's going to
he's picked off.
picked off.
Jeremiah Hayes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was actually a pretty good throw. He just broke at the last second and came under him.
Looked like it was intended for Hammerschmidt or Cade Harrell. That's Cade Harrell is the other receiver that's coming off the field. So Luke Dyer with a good pass, but kind of up for grabs there, and Hayes with the pick. He's a senior corner, makes a big play for the Trojans.
He's also playing running back today. He's got most of the yards on the ground tonight.
Second unit out for the Bulldog defense as well. A lot of new faces. We've got Evan Anderson, who filled in last week nicely at corner, near side, 84. And as they come, we'll get them to you, folks. Stick with us.
Speak of the devil. Jeremiah Hayes around that corner. He's always, not always, but the majority of the time he's running off that right tackle. They feel pretty confident about that.
Tyler Majors, who we've called on special teams, he comes up, makes a big play from the linebacker position, number 30. You got Ethan Harrell on the DN, near side, number 7. He's a senior. The other D lineman is Channing Byers on the right end, or right tackle, I should say. Pardon me. Charleston will be in that shotgun formation. He'll drop back. He looks to pass. It's a screen play over the middle. Big play. Aiden Archibald with a lot of room there in the middle. Ethan Esker finally wrangles him down about the 25-yard line. That'll move the sticks, and the Trojans are on to something here.
Well, that was kind of interesting. He set up on the left side of the quarterback and just kind of stood there for a second. He didn't even give his hands away. It kind of looked like he was just being lazy and then set up that middle screen.
Yeah, well-designed play. Good for about 12, 15 yards. Caleb Collins also in there. Wow, that was hard.
Yeah. Okay.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. Spower with the ball. He looks to pass again. He's got a man open, and it comes up short. He had Landon King wide open.
Wide open again, just underthrew him.
Yep.
I think Muhammad kind of got lucky on that one because he snuck right behind that defensive back and cheated on that safety.
Yeah, he found the hole in the zone, didn't he? Gage Decker on the coverage along with Talon Pollock for the Bulldogs in that defensive backfield. Caleb Collins, I mentioned him. He's on the far side. Along with, I think, A.J. Demos is the far side cornerback. Trojans again in the shotgun. 3 receivers wide, 1 tailback. The give is to the tailback. And that's
Jeremiah Hayes.
Yep, he's got a lot of room. Good play, though. Good tackle.
He's got to be over 60, 70 yards so far today, I would think.
He's finding some running room.
Yeah, they're laundry day. Laundry day.
It's usually a hold, isn't it?
Well, that deep it has to be.
Talon Pollock for the Bulldogs, 5'9", junior, makes the tackle at the end of that Jeremiah Hayes run. It is a holding, holding. It'll drive the Trojans back 5 yards. 7:14 left, 2nd and 10. Will now be 2nd and 15.
I've noticed here tonight quite a few numbers on that offensive line or the Charleston team as a whole that are actually just not on our roster at all. It's hard to call.
That makes it tough.
I believe that one was on Zach Price, number 71.
Mm-hmm. Michael Bombendak is also in for the Bulldogs, 5'11", defensive lineman. He's just a sophomore. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers wide. He's going to roll left. He's got a little pressure, not much though. He gets a man. He finds his man. That's Chet Schrader, who we've talked about a lot tonight. Nice pass from Brett Spower, the quarterback, rolling to his left. Chad?
Well, this is kind of a 2-man, 3-man operation, isn't it? They're either running off that right tackle, they're going, Jeremiah Hayes or Chet Schrader, sometimes Landon King, I guess, but
you're right. It's Hayes, it's Spower, Archibald occasionally, and Landon King. Those are your playmakers. Along, of course, with Hayes. And here's the pass, and they're going to look deep. And it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time. That was intended for Bonstetter, number 3 for the Trojans.
He came all the way across the field on that one.
Good coverage by Evan Anderson, junior DB for the Dogs.
Here's something I've noticed, Dan, on this progression for Charleston. You and I have flipped mics, and it's pretty difficult to come up with things to say.
I'm not good at play-by-play. Can we go back to normal?
Nope, you got to hold this through the whole third quarter.
I'm only doing this drive. This is it. I'm only doing this drive. And it's going to be a keeper. Spower's got room right up the middle. He's still running. He's got some help from his teammates all the way into the end zone.
Touchdown.
And that's good for a touchdown. Okay.
You know
Spower with the keeper. He just
you
kept
know
going.
Who just got close to the 52-16 number.
Chad Collins.
I think it's Price is Right rules. Close without going over, isn't it?
We didn't establish that.
I think it's well understood.
What'd you have?
52-16.
You've
already lost.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Well, I hope we're both wrong and we put up another 3 touchdowns and hold them the rest of the half.
I would agree.
That's Spower on the hold, the quarterback. The kick is Weber. He also does the punting. He'll kick this one up.
Oh.
Nice. High kick, and it's through the uprights.
Kick that one to Urbana.
48-14. And with that, I'm officially done with the play-by-play. For you folks at home, I want to recognize a former alum.
Who's that?
Ryan Heiser.
Oh.
Speaking of play-by-play and calling games, he's been a staple on Bulldog TV. We got a
kind of
text.
started it, didn't he?
Got a text from him tonight. Ryan, we'd love to have you back. We got games left for to fill for basketball. I mean, I'm not speaking out of place here, but
hey, the mic's open.
We could use them.
If you're in the stands, come on up and take it from me. I'll give it to you, buddy.
But Ryan Heiser, yeah, he helped get this thing started. A big part of this community. I'm shouting him out, of course. But he helped start Bulldog TV a long time ago. His youngest son, of course, Ashton, played last year in that senior team. Record year team. He was a senior. He's off to bigger and better things, of course, this year. Chad, a lot of new faces for the Bulldogs. It's fun to highlight some of these guys that work so hard, just as hard as the starters.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the mic when I don't know any of them.
I'll help you.
Thank you.
But you're doing the play-by-play.
Okay.
We do know Max Weber, and he's the kicker for the Trojans.
We do?
Yep.
Valiant Walsh set to receive it. Back there with, sure looks like Q, doesn't it?
It is. Dayton's on the upbacks. Same kickoff return team. Houchin and Eisenman are the upbacks.
It will go to Q. 1 step,
Oh,
2
good
step, 3
block.
steps. He's got a little room, and he's gone. He's gone.
No laundry.
For the second time today, they will return a kickoff.
Oh, wow.
And he takes it to the house. And by the house, I don't mean the doghouse, D.
Oh, he's way out of the doghouse with that run.
I'll tell you, he really took his time establishing where those blocks were going. He didn't jet right out at the beginning when he picked that ball up. Kind of muffed kick and just let it develop there. 54 to, what is that? 14. I'm pretty dang close, 52-16.
Yeah. Valiant Walsh had a nice block there, by the way. What are these floaties in the air, you think?
They're bubbles. People are blowing bubbles.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. It's not aliens attacking. It's actually just bubbles being blown by the stands.
I was expecting something way cooler than bubbles.
I don't know who has the bottle out there, but they're getting after it.
Well,
Walmer's set to kick this one up.
Yeah, Walmer's his leg is so tired that he's got to cover it up. Did you notice that?
Did not.
He's got one leg that's airing it out, staying cool. The other one is kicking foot. He's got to cover up because apparently it's sore.
55-14. 4:53 to go in the third quarter.
Cheerleaders.
Quite frank with you, I'm running out of things to say when it's a blowout like this.
Let's talk about the cheerleaders. They had their own halftime adjustment. They took off the ponchos and put the long pants and the long sleeves on.
You think one day we'll get a suit like that?
I wish we would.
I mean, not a cheerleader suit, but you know what I mean.
I would wear the cheerleader suit. I don't care. But they made a nice halftime adjustment themselves. Still hanging in there, making the crowd engaged. Student section still hanging around. 4:53 left in this quarter. I believe now we should be running clock if we weren't already. Jeremiah Hayes deep for the Trojans along with Schrader. Or is it King? It's King, I'm sorry. Landon King deep. And they'll take it up to the left side. They got a little room there, but Bulldogs bring him down. Let's make Couldn't quite tell. Might have been Javon in on the tackle. He was nearby. Javon Irwin, along with Esker and others. Reich and Kirby in there as well. Got a number 18, but I'm not showing it on our. Who's number 18 for us?
For
I'm
us,
sorry.
it's Ryan Kohler.
Oh, yeah. Kohler was right there, too. Shout out to Ryan Kohler Sr. I think he was the first in on that play.
Well, let's see if Brett Spauer can make anything of this. You got to believe at this point it's an all pass. Or you bring your second team in and see what you can do on run and kind of establish something to build upon in the weeks to come. Landon King and Aiden Archibald set up to the twin side. H-back and a halfback, a new halfback. It's an out pass. That'll go right to Cody Bell, and he will pick up 5 or 6 on that. Haven't called his name yet today.
Talon Pollock on the play for the Bulldogs. Pollock, just a junior, 5'9", 150.
Malik Perry now in for Charleston. Saw him a lot on tape. It's the first time I've seen him here tonight.
Stick with us, viewers, because we play a little game here shortly called Closest to and Farthest From. We'll explain the rules shortly.
Spauer and Perry in the backfield. Hand does go to Perry. Off the left tackle. Picks up another 2 or 3. That'll be good enough for a first down.
That was Malik Perry, the running back, junior running back for the Trojans with a nice gain. First down gain. Big shout out to Grady, one of the most loyal Bulldog TV listeners I know. Grady is watching. He's a loyal fan from Arizona, the Phoenix area. Grady, love you, buddy. Keep watching Bulldog TV. We're back next week again for another one.
Oh, boy. Should be a BB. You know.
Barn burner.
Barn burner. Landon King on an island all his own. Guarded, of course, out there by Evan Anderson.
They're going to test them. You know that.
Quick out route goes to Luke Bonstetter. And that will be good for 5 or 6 on the play.
Yeah, good little out pattern by Bonstetter. Well covered by the Bulldogs, but they gave him the reception and played it underneath. Nice tackle, but not after 5-6 yard gain for the Trojans.
I have noticed that Spauer 80% of the time goes out to the line, goes out to the sideline to actually get the call.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. Perry comes in motion. It's a quick out. It does go to Perry, and it's thrown short yet again. He was wide open there, Dan, in those flats. Linebackers cheated to the inside.
Yeah, I was going to say Perry with a nice little out pattern, check underneath. It's been the theme of the night for Spauer. He's been just inconsistent on his accuracy. He's had some open looks for his guys. He's either underthrown them or overthrown them. Not been real consistent tonight, the junior. He'll have some stuff to build on for next year and beyond this season as well. Archibald will flank our side. Haven't seen that tonight much.
He comes out of that H-back position a lot. And it goes, right over Landon King's hands. Again, he was wide open. I've seen Muhammad playing pretty soft this time. I don't think they want to challenge the man defense here. Give him in a little 3 or 4 man zone and let him have those underneath passes.
Yeah, I mean, especially given the fact that the quarterback play has been a little inconsistent, you don't want to give up a deep pass. You might as well take your chances underneath. That time, Evan Anderson on the coverage, kind of the prevent style as you described. Looks like we're going to have a timeout, and we could use a break. I need a drink of water, Chad. That's the end of the quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back here on Bulldog TV.
Jackson Construction and Restoration is a family-owned and operated company specializing in residential and commercial services. We have been serving Central Illinois for over 20 years. If you want to remodel a room, restore a deck, or even start fresh with a new house, Jackson is there. And in the times of need after any fire or storm damage, our team of experts is there to help you rebuild or restore your home. Call now for an estimate on your next project.
The Mahomet-Seymour High School Athletic Boosters are proud to continue their support of 20 sport programs that make up Bulldog athletics. They thank you for your continued support. Go Bulldogs!
Andrew White Dentistry, quality dental treatment in a friendly environment. Dr. White is proud to summit from their new location at 1112 Broadmoor in Champaign. Call 217-359-5050 to set up an appointment today.
For 150 years, you've believed in Busey. You dreamed of owning your first home. You partnered with
We're back after station identification. I think I just heard you say off air you had a man wide open again, Dan.
He rolled right. He had a man wide open. He had Jeremiah Hayes on the deep fly route down the right side. Just missed him to fall incomplete. But, Chad, during the timeout, we had the crowd excited.
Why
More
was
excited than the first quarter.
How's that?
Well, the cheerleaders were throwing a lot of footballs.
Oh, like the little foamy ones?
Yeah, a lot of freebies. And people were excited. There's more completions in that 2-minute segment than we've had all night.
Oh, it's Bulldogs ball.
Yeah, turnover on downs.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Well, because you were too busy eating your pork chop.
Yeah, Luke Dyer back in at quarterback. Can't quite tell who's back there. I would guess that it's like. And there's going to be a flag that early. That's got to be false start, hadn't it, Dan?
No. They're pointing fingers.
Yeah, he must have touched him. That's going to be an offsides.
Well, we'll take 5.
Encroachment against number 55, Tyson Finch. That's not right. Ty Campbell is what I meant.
Mason Orton, a new face on this slot side. Mike Orton is his father.
I know that guy.
Bulldog TV announcer.
Yeah, of course he is.
He loves his popcorn. Cade Harrell is wide to our side as well.
Fake handoff. Dyer rolls back.
He's got
plenty
Cade.
of time. And there's going to be a holding. It was a big-time holding. That's going to come back against number 56, Cody Ackman. He basically put a DDT on that defensive lineman.
Ooh, I haven't heard that move in a while. The old DDT?
He gave him the old reverse DDT. And just like that, he'll come out just as a reminder. You can't do that.
Superfly Snuka.
Also coming out, Aiden Kroll.
Yeah, we talked about Braden Land being out there as well, number 60. Cole Morgan still in there on that O-line. Number 51, Trevor Coit in there on the O-line. Mason Orton gets to his spot in the slot. Ryan Kohler's far side. And, of course, Cade Harrell on the near side. That's running back in motion.
It's got to be Kirby, hasn't it? I can't really see his
I can't
number.
either. I don't think it is Kirby, Chad.
Well,
I think he's
there's a running back there.
He's the up back.
Handoff does go to him. That is going to be Braden Garrett.
He's got some
a lot
room.
of room. He'll pick up a lot of what they just lost, and that'll bring up a second and about, 4? 3?
Yeah, good run by Garrett. Good hard, tough run. Cade Harrell with a nice pancake block at the end of that thing.
He's just a sophomore.
He's a strong boy. Yeah, JV, like we talked about earlier, JV is undefeated for the Bulldogs as well. So there's some good young pups coming up in this program.
Landon McConkey comes in, wide receiver set. Mason Orton sets out to the end receiver set.
Running clock, 8:15 left to go.
There's a snap to Dyer. Oh, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage, driven back a yard or two. I still cannot see who that is.
Well, it's 46. We don't have that on our program.
I don't think it's 46. I think you're dead wrong.
56.
36?
Yeah, we're struggling on this.
Man,
They're not in this lineup that we have, but it was a great play by the Trojans coming up to fill the gap.
It's not 30 because that's Tyler Majors. Well, there's a running back in there. I don't know who it is. He's not on our roster.
I think it is Braden Garrett.
38?
Yeah.
Let's call it like it is.
RB.
Fake handoff to Garrett, and he's got plenty of pressure. Steps up in the pocket, and he'll be taken down for a loss of about 4 or 5. Down goes Dyer, not Frazier.
Yeah, Dyer did a good job of buying himself a couple extra seconds, but there was another line of defense coming at him for the sack. Brings up third, and about 8-9 yards, 6:50 left to go in this one. Bulldogs 55, 14 over the Trojans. 4th and 8, actually, Chad. 4th and 8 now.
You are correct. That is Braden Garrett. I did get a good look at his number.
Passing situation for the Bulldogs. They'll take all of that play clock with 10 seconds left and running. It looks like they might take it all the way down.
Take a penalty or a timeout right at the end, maybe.
Looks like you're going to get a timeout right at the end. Set something up here. Yep.
And he does.
Yeah, you can't take them home with you, Chad. You might as well use them. Set up a play here on 4th down. Maybe bring in a punt team. Maybe come up with a they're going to try a punt. Maybe a good opportunity for Coach Pogue to try something that they maybe
some trickery
been working on, because I see Q and the punt team here coming onto the field.
Oh, good eyes. Good eyes.
I see McCain did here. A lot of seniors out there, so they might be trying something they've been working on in practice.
All right, looks like you got. Yeah, you've also got Johnson in there. Kyle Walmer's in there for a punt.
Yeah, I like it.
What if this turned out to be a fake and Walmer kicks it?
Tyson Finch. I see Trey Peters in there as well. Obviously, your threats are Peters and Q, along with LJ, but we might be overthinking this.
I don't know. I'd like to think we weren't.
Walmer might just boot this thing deep. And that's Jeremiah Hayes deep for the Trojans, and they're going to draw
once
him
again,
off sides.
They draw him off. That'll pick up 5, still 3 short.
Yeah. Good discipline there by the Bulldogs. Stay steady. After this punt, Chad, we need to play a little closest to, farthest from.
Well, why do we need to wait till afterwards? We can do whatever we want.
Well, because they're about to do something here. It's a good snap. Walmer will punt it. It's an end-over-end punt. Q and Valiant are there. Good punt from Walmer. Gets them inside the 9. Good job, Kyle.
Well, it's nice to see them putting Walmer in more for punt situations and not always, relying on Baum on a 4th down quick drop back type of deal.
Yeah, that's good practice for him, because there's times in this competitive games where you need a good punt. You need to pin them deep. Field possession game, and he did a great job of pinning them inside the 10.
DeAndre Hughes in the lineup.
Okie doke.
Yeah, he's a junior. Plays running back, linebacker sometimes.
.540 left. Let's play it, Ryan. We're going to play closest to, farthest from. Comments are on Bulldog TV. Like, share, comment. We're going to ask you to comment. Where are you from? Are you from nearby? Are you from far away? The winner gets
half-eaten pork chop sandwich.
A little cold.
Bonstetter, Schrader, split to each side.
Plenty of room to run.
Spower tucks it and runs. He's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. That should be pretty close to a first down. They won't give it to him. Well, they're going to mark him down a little bit short of that. About the 17.
Yeah, he rolled left. He's been doing that a lot of rollout plays. He had plenty of room there. Evan Anderson finally runs him out of bounds for the Bulldogs. But not after first down.
Here's what's interesting. They run heavy off the right side, but he tucks it and goes off the left side.
He's been throwing a lot from
Just
his
observations.
left, and it's kind of unorthodox.
Handoff goes to Landon King. Picks up 2 or 3. Clock continues to go, 4:23.
Good play by Majors to come up and make that tackle. Tyler coming from the linebacker position, number 30. 4:10, clock's running, 2nd and 5. Bulldogs all over the Trojans tonight.
I believe, Dan, what do we need to get into playoffs, 5 or 6?
You can qualify with 5, but 6 will get you in for sure.
So I feel pretty strong that we're going to be in the playoffs this year.
I feel like we're well on our way.
At least a good look at it anyway. Spower zips it a high
Another
again.
high one.
Yeah, that's going to be intended. I think
Jacob
that was
Rowe.
Jacob Rowe. I was going to say Archibald, but that's 27, Jacob Rowe.
Yeah, just a little inconsistent on his passing tonight.
Could be a totally different game if he was on the money, to be honest with you. He's had a lot of wide open looks.
He's had some good looks underneath. Not a lot of big breakout plays, but he's had that underneath pass all night. 5-6 yarders.
Bonstetter out. King comes back in. The gong is there. You know what that means.
The gong show.
3:16 to go. Running clock. Jacob Rowe. Landon King set up to our side as we look at the field. He goes that side, and he rips a bullet down there. And it is nearly intercepted by Mahomet. That was Evan Anderson almost picked that one off at the 45-yard line. That will no, it won't stop the clock. We're on running clock now.
We're running it, baby.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a good old Connor Thomason tuning in tonight from Lebanon, Illinois. He's a former Bulldog. Speaking of homecoming, he played here. He now plays for McKendree.
Oh.
And Connor is so
stat.
far the farthest from down there in Lebanon, Illinois.
I know where Lebanon, Tennessee is, but I don't know about Illinois. And so with 2:12, time ticking, Mahomet will have one more go at this, 55-14.
Correction, we have someone even farther away. We've got somebody down in Hawaii.
Is it Andy Ziegler again?
Oh, I wish. No, I just saw him.
He lives in our neighborhood.
Peyton Ragona reporting live from Hawaii.
Let's see, they've got to be +6 or 6 to 8 to us.
6, right? Peyton, what time? What time is
in the
it?
morning?
Peyton,
No,
what
like
time is it? Let us know.
2 in the morning, I think, down there. I
Oh,
don't know.
he's up late tonight.
I'm just making things up.
No, it's minus. You're going west. It's only 4 o'clock. He's just getting off work. 4:12 p.m.
It's actually be plus GMT to us.
Oh, you're getting real complicated with me.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Is that
we
like a
should be
sandwich?
plus to them as we go west.
Oh. Well, regardless, it's 4:12 for Ragona down there in Hawaii. Bulldogs with the run.
We have literally run out of things to say.
But Blake Knopf with the handoff. We haven't said his name tonight, have we? Yeah, that's a new face out there. Blake Knopf, the sophomore, gets the run. 50 seconds, and we are running out of time on this homecoming night. Chad, I'll give you credit. You predicted a 52-16.
What is the score, Dan?
It's 55-14.
Get it, boy. Get it.
You done good.
Oh, he's a good one.
You did good, son.
Well, I don't like to brag, but, they say if it's true, it ain't bragging.
Yeah, well, I'll probably hear about it the rest of the year. And speaking of the rest of the year, next week, Q&D.
Q&D
back
coming
home
to us.
Back home. We'll have the Atkins pregame show. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you hit the bell because that'll alert you when Bulldog TV comes back on. Lots of stuff happening all this week. We've got Quincy Notre Dame next week. Then we're home again against Taylorville. And then we go on the road for the final 2 games.
Yeesh.
We're over halfway through the year, Chad.
I don't like to hear that, to be honest with you.
It goes so fast.
Well, let's see. We're going to – yeah, did you already say that? Like, subscribe.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram.
Do whatever.
Twitter.
There's all
we've got
kinds of stuff going
Facebook.
on over here.
We need to get a TikTok, Ryan. You need to figure that out.
Oh, look at the fireworks show. Is it 4th of July out there?
Yeah.
For the love of all things.
Yep, fireworks are going. I love it. Homecoming night. It's a wrap. We're going to take a break, Chad, but don't go anywhere. We've got Coach Atkins for our post game. He's en route as soon as he talks to his boys. We'll be back. See ya.
He's matched up by Houchin. It's an option to the right. The fumble on the play. Fumble on the play. The call is Carter Selk in the H-back. I am wrong. It goes to Luke Johnson right up the middle. No signal yet. Eder and Schrager out to the side. Quarterback keeper.
Come on, Dave.
And he will get mowed down. He's got heavy pressure. Releases to the outside. Whips it down. And he has a man at the 2-yard line.
Dyer.
Ow! Bomb all alone. Quick slant. Sends it across the back.
He's
and
got
it is
Dyer.
caught. Dyer again. Touchdown Bulldogs. Backfield. He's an offensive lineman. Will lead block.
Oh, my
just
goodness. Ben
folded
White.
up. Wagner. Drop back. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it. He's met right at the 4-yard line. Fumble on the play.
Nice snap.
Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's got it.
Jack Bulldogs. Ben Wagner with the block. Number 2. Benny comes through there. Gets him. Gets him. He's at the 20. Good tackle there. Met with a whole bunch of Bulldogs.
Back. Plenty of time. Whips it downfield. Beyond. And he's got him.
What a catch by
Jack. It does. It goes to Q on the outside. Takes it in. Touchdown Bulldog. Johnson set to his left side. Fake to Johnson across the middle.
Come on, Q.
He's got Q Rogers down to the.
Bring in Selk to the mix. Here comes Bomb. He gives to LJ. LJ in
Done.
easy.
Our near side. Spauer 2 backs. The handoff does go to Jeremiah Hayes. And he's in the backfield. 40,
Nifty.
35, 30,
He's
25,
nimble.
20, 15,
He's
10,
nimble.
5. He's still on his feet for the touchdown. He's guns
Q.
up.
He's got Q.
Q Rogers.
Oh,
and there's a
baby.
flag
Wait,
at the
it's
4-yard line.
With Q. Valiant will field it. He'll take it up midfield. He's going to go straight up the gut. He's got blocks.
Oh, boy.
He's got lots.
Boy.
He's got lots of room.
He gone.
He's at the 50.
He gone.
He's got one man to beat.
He gone.
He beat him.
He gone.
He's at the 30.
He gone.
He's at the 20.
He
going
gone.
in. He's going in for a Bulldog touchdown.
Gone, boy.
Valiant Walsh, Sean Houchin with a pick. And that'll do it for the half. Houchin with it.
Inside bubble screen goes to Luke Johnson on the outside. Big block, cuts it back to the inside, across the 45 to the 50, down to the steps comfortably up to the
He's
target.
got it, man.
Rips it, a man all
Bombs
alone.
away, baby.
2 steps, 3 steps, he's got a little room, and he's gone. He's gone.
Laundry.
For the second time today, they will return a kickoff,
Oh, wow.
and he takes it to the house. He's matched up by Houchin. It's an option to the right. The fumble
Ball's
on
loose.
the play. Fumble on the play. The call is Carter Selk in the H-back. I am wrong. It goes to Luke Johnson right up the middle. No signal yet. Eder and Schrager out to the side. Quarterback keeper.
Come on, Dave.
And he will get mowed down. All right, Coach. congratulations on an awesome win.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you. Thank
A
you. It's
little
always
exciting
nice.
there in the first couple of quarters. Before we get started, you probably can't see it, but before we started the game, Dan and I wrote down our predictions right here.
Here we go.
Dan said 63-7. I said 52-14.
Here we
Wow.
I won.
Wow.
I mean,
pretty
you
good.
guys
That is
actually won,
impressive.
but I won the bet up here.
That is impressive.
Right.
That's awesome.
Oh, boy, we're going to
So,
hear about that.
A lot of bright spots are here in the first half. Specifically, we talk about the typical names, the stars of the. What did you see in the second half on the second team that were kind of like, hey, yeah, this is great. We can build upon this in weeks to come, that kind of thing.
100%, and that's exactly what I talked to the kids about at halftime, and then I finished, our huddle there at the end with the same statement from a standpoint of I was proud of those kids, those second-stringer guys, to get that opportunity to get out on the field underneath the Friday night lights. Those guys absolutely deserve it. They work extremely hard during the week. Most of them are on our scout team, giving us a great look on our starting, both sides of the ball. And so for those kids to get rewarded with an entire second half of playing time, I was proud of them. I was happy, for them. And they did a really good job, and again, Charleston left their starters in there. They were trying to be the first team to score 21 points against us. And our secondary shut them down. Evan Anderson made a really big play there at the end, and certainly we made some good tackles on the edge as well. And then offensively, we were able to move the ball a little bit here and there. Unfortunately, a couple penalties here or there kind of set us back a little bit. But then, then we got our first group punt team out there, and we were able to work on our coffin corner punting there, and then down the ball at about the 10 or the 8, whatever it was. And so again, it's stuff like that any chance we can get to continue to work on things. And I mean, you guys have seen it. We haven't punted that much this year. So that was an awesome opportunity for that punt group there to get out there and get that experience and then do a great job. So yeah, I mean, I could go on for days about how proud I am of our kids. We talked all week. We did what we were supposed to do. We came in, we got the job done, we got the younger kids in, and we got out, and we're looking forward to next Friday.
So what has changed in the punting? You mentioned we haven't punted a lot, but generally when we do punt, it's a bomb drop back on fourth, and it's a quick punt type of thing. Walmer's got a really good eye, or a leg, I should say, for the punt. What's changed to kind of get him more engaged in the punt scheme?
When we bring Kyle in, we call that our safe punt. You mentioned about Wyatt punting, and that's kind of we're going to try to go for it on fourth down. And if they, basically cover us, then we're just going to let them quick kick it, and hopefully it rolls to the end. But when we bring Kyle in, we do it for many different reasons. Maybe we're backed up on our own, 5 or whatever, and we need that max protect, so to speak. Or in this case, like I said, we got a chance to punt it, in that coffin corner and pin them deep. Like you said, Kyle's got a great leg, and he was really accurate on that punt, and I was proud of him and proud of that group as a whole. Carter Selk gets to yell the showtime, and he loves that, and all the kids on that safe punt group, did a really good job. So.
Taking that a step further, special teams was awesome all the way through. I mean, 2 huge returns. Just talk about the job Coach Pogue's doing with those special teams for you.
I don't know that there's enough words to describe what he means to this program, certainly what he means to our special teams unit. We're tough. We're a 3-headed monster, and again, I think we've showed that through many weeks now, and I don't know why teams keep kicking to us, honestly. I wouldn't. They kicked it out of bounds there one time, and I think that's probably a good game plan in my opinion. But, then even our punt return there, we got a great Ben Wagner with the block, and Jack ended up scoring the touchdown, and certainly you saw the 2 kickoff returns for I mean, I can't say enough good things about the work Coach Pogue is doing, and then our special teams group as a whole. A lot of times in the game of football, that's kind of the third that gets overlooked. You're putting in sophomores or you're not scheming things up, and again, you spend all your time and your focus on offense and defense. And I'll tell you one thing, we definitely don't do that. We put just as much emphasis and focus on that third of the game as we do the other 2. And like I mentioned, I think it's showing. So
yeah, that punt block was a huge play in the game early on, and I know a point of emphasis for you coming in was penalties, right? Like, let's shore that up. Felt like you guys really made some strides tonight in that area. Talk about that a little
No,
bit.
100%. And it absolutely was the focus this week. And I got to give a shout out to our leadership group. That group of kids that we have on this team, they called a team meeting on Tuesday, and it was just players. There was no coaches involved or around. And they had some tough conversations in that room. And I think – I know we saw it out, at practice this week. We saw the change. We saw the accountability, coming back. Not that we ever had lost it, but just kind of taking it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think that showed tonight in the game. And I'm so proud of that leadership group for everything that they're doing for our program. And again, this was another test to if you want to be a great team, you got to be a player-led team, and they showed that this week, and I'm really proud of them, and I can't wait. We're only halfway through, and hopefully not even halfway through, right? If we do the math right. So
that's right.
we still got some room to improve. There's no doubt. That first scoring drive that they had there against our starters, couple cutbacks. We over pursued, and right, that's kind of a downfall of how fast we play. Is we were flying, and they cut it back on us, and so it's stuff like that, that we got to shore up and we got to fix. But again, at the end of the day, I'm extremely proud of our kids, and can't wait to keep this ride going.
Well, two final things. One you probably don't know, but Dan actually has 1 year of eligibility left, and he came into the booth tonight with his receiver gloves on, and he was waiting for you to wave him in to see if there's a chance he could maybe get in the line. Is there a spot for him?
It'd be tough to crack this starting lineup. I'm not gonna lie. I know you got a year left. Maybe we hang on to that year for a few years down the road, and maybe we can find you a spot. I don't know. So,
in all seriousness, we've got Q&D next week at home. You see that being a closer game? Like, how are you prepping going into this week?
No doubt, and that's exactly what I just told the kids. I said, be a kid, have fun, and enjoy homecoming. That's what it's about, right? Taking your date to the dance and out for dinner and hanging out with your buddies and dancing, and having a good time. Be a kid, and I want them to, but I want them to be smart, and I want them to be safe, and I want to make sure that they come back on Monday focused and ready to go, because we do have a tough one on our hands. Q&D's coming into our place, looking to knock off the number 3 ranked team in the state, and they're going to give us a good game. Again, they're very well coached, they're disciplined, they're tough, they're physical, and they play a style of football that maybe we haven't seen in a few weeks. And so again, you can better believe that our coaching staff is going to get our kids ready to go and prepared for that game, and it's going to be exciting. If I was a fan, I definitely want to get here early for that one, because it could be a war, and I'm excited for the opportunity for our kids.
Well, Dan and I will be here early as always, prepping most of the week. We appreciate you coming up and spending some time with us, chopping it up at the end of the game. Congratulations again, another awesome win.
Appreciate you guys.
Bulldogs going to Q&D, or Q&D coming to Bulldogs next week. We'll send it back to Ryan, and you guys have a good week.